Good morning.
Good morning, everybody, the rest of the world, anybody who's watching this, anybody who will be watching this. Hello. We are VBT. My name is Rob Pietrak. I'm joined today by my partner in non-crime, co-host, co-founder, chief, I forget the title that you had for yourself.
I think we settled on creative director. Yeah. I don't know. We do all the things, y'all. Good morning.
Good
Melissa
morning.
Gambati here.
Of course. Wow, we had an incredible day yesterday. Yeah, and now we are geared up to do
We're
it
back.
all again, all
Yeah.
over again. Second
Very.
time. You thought you saw so much of us yesterday. Well, guess what? It's gonna be a lot of that, and maybe even some more.
A lot of that and maybe some more. That is a very accurate statement. Please bear with us as we find our words this morning. It was a very late night
Yep, definitely.
and a very long day. How's everyone doing?
We hope you're doing well. Good morning, V-Pop. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, Alto Bass. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, So, good to see everybody. Thank you for joining us once again. This is day 2 of our COVID-19 Artist Relief Fundraiser. We are raising money today, as yesterday, for Artly World's Artist Relief Project, which is an amazing charity that has been supporting artists of all kinds, across all fields, across all disciplines, that have been affected by the COVID-19 crisis. We wanted to make sure that we could do something about what was happening in our current day with COVID-19, and especially those in the artistic community that that are able to provide a livelihood for themselves, whether it's through events, whether it's through performance, whether it's through being able to sell art, or whether it's being able to showcase art. A lot of people that exist in that field have been hit probably the hardest by the COVID-19 crisis. Even as other businesses are able to start to open up, we don't necessarily have that luxury. Not necessarily. And at the very least, the arts have always been something that can bring people together and bring communities together in a way that just really nothing else can. And in this time of isolation, in this time of quarantine, we wanted to do our part to stand together, be together, create together, and broadcast together. And that is where we find ourselves today.
Yes, it is. We got a little bit of a request. Someone wants to say good morning to Dabley.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little early for Dabley, but I think we can get him up.
It's a little bit early for Dabley. He might still be asleep, to be honest. Though I know. Let me take a look. Give me just a second.
What Dabley's up to?
Yeah, we have to. Let's see. I have to see what it's up to.
Y'all, we raised $2,000 yesterday. You helped us raise $2,000 for the Artly World Artist Relief Project. That's pretty impressive. Nice work, everyone. Thank you so much for that. It means a lot.
All right.
Goodness gracious.
He's asleep.
How's everyone doing today?
He's like super asleep.
Super asleep. All right. We might really have to work hard to rouse Dabley this morning. What's happening? Ooh. Oh!
I think we found him.
Was that him? Might have been him.
Hello!
It's him! What up, Dabley?
Good morning, everybody! For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Dabley Dabberston III, the Dabbin Broadcasted Skeleton. And today, we are joining to another day of the fundraiser. You're gonna raise the roof? Well, I can't raise it. My bones have been permanently stuck in this position for over 3,000 years. Isn't that exciting?
So exciting.
Yes. Now, we've noticed that we've raised over $2,000 for the Artist Relief Project. And it is great to see. Believe me, I literally have no skin or muscles at all. That's how you know you can trust me. Isn't that exciting?
That's a solid argument.
I will now fall asleep for hopefully 3 millennium until the demons wake me again. But we hope that you will join us to raise money for Otley World. Back to Robert. Whee!
Dabbly, does that mean you're not coming to the DJ dance party tonight?
You said what?
You heard me.
You said what?
We are having a DJ dance party tonight, Dabbly. So 3 millennium, you're going to be a little bit late to that.
How could you know that dancing is the one thing that will keep me awake forever?
I don't know, Dabbly.
Well, I guess that I will have to make myself out to the DJ dance party. When is that? I would like to know.
That is going to be kicking off, I believe, at midnight tonight. And we're going to be putting out a link for everybody to come and dance. So you're going to have to get a webcam and you're going to have to do your thing in your own little cube with everybody else in their own little cubes.
Wow, this is exciting. Whee!
I know.
Thank you, Dabbly.
Thank you, Dabbly. Good to see you.
I'm gonna keep him.
Dabbly needs a little bit of a nap.
Yeah, he's gonna need a little nap. I mean, we all.
Dabbly's napping for VBT hard today.
All right. So. All right. So we also have the schedule for today. Oh, whoops, that's not right.
VPop said that made my whole morning, which is pretty impressive because it is only 8:07.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already doing good things this morning. Very cool. Thanks, VPop.
So before we get started with some of our meditation for this morning, I just want to load up some of the schedule for everybody so that we can sort of start to talk about everything. So first we're going to look at the music schedule. Make sure this is the right flyer. Yes. So the music schedule for today, we have a lot of really, really great performances. We have Rayon coming up at 8:40, followed by Libby Hortop. Then we have at 12:30, Avant Gardner, then the Scoochies. Greg Gerigenis, Acoustic Hand, and Jeanette. And then later on in the evening, we have Boxer, Bad Mary, Doug Pfeiffer, Coffee Nap, Megawave, Kaya B, Angelea Bush. And then at 11:30, the DJ dance party until 2 a.m. Coming up for our interviews we have today, we're going to be talking to Southampton Animal Shelter. Or I messed up the name yesterday. I need
Animal Shelter Foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, Animal Shelter Foundation. Yeah. Thank you. We're gonna be talking to them.
It's fine. It's only 8:08. Like we gotta shake it out a little bit.
Yeah, 8:08. Just drums for days.
We're fine. Drum for days. It's early.
Then we have Colleen Ramos, who is another one of our nurses that we're going to be interviewing. Or at least showcasing the interview done by Movers. Thank you so much to Movers for taking care of that. Then we have Matt Ferrara of Movers, who's going to be doing some tension release exercises for everybody. We love to have that for a health and wellness broadcast. We're so happy to have that once again. We have Kenzie Ferrara as well from DK Desserts. She's going to be doing some dessert stuff with us. Then we have Russ Lundstrom, who's going to be doing some stuff. Max, who's going to be doing some stuff. Steven, who is going to be doing some mental health and wellness check-up with everybody around 2. Then we have Paul Liadis, Mr. Bridgeside from the Bridgeside Network, coming in with Celia Warner Productions with Celia Warner at 3 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, we have Long Island Sound.Love, Kate Elizabeth coming in. Then they are going to be interviewing Bad Mary Music at 8:35. And then once again, we have Steve Liccardi with another mental health check-in session. So much going on today. If you're tuning into us as well, we would like to remind you that you can so easily just tune in to this broadcast all day if you have a Fire Stick, a Chromecast, or a smart TV, you can throw this broadcast up on that device and just tune in for the entire day. So you can go to YouTube on any of those devices and search VBTLive, and you will be able to watch us do everything that we're doing today. Also, keep in mind for today, once again, as we said before, we have the interview with the Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation. And we have the interview and a facility tour, as well as the catio check-in throughout the day. Let's see how the kittens are doing today. Woo, we got one of the kittens out.
They're awake.
Awakeness.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank goodness. By the way, Melissa Longo is tuning in and already watching on the big screen. She's got her TV up and running.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a cat. Hey, cute cat.
All right, cats. All right.
I love him.
All right. So, we want to get started today with our early morning meditation for everything. So, let's just get that loaded on up, and we will get us stretched out and charged up for the day. So, just take a listen, and we will be right back.
Hi guys, namaste. I am just offering you a short, quick meditation, something that you can just use regularly. It's no big deal. It's not a chore. It's just 15 or 20 minutes of time to connect with you. How will you move throughout your day and all this stuff if you're not connected to you? And it's really simple as getting comfortable and sitting down. Finding a place where for the next couple of moments you won't be disturbed. So maybe close the door, shut off your phone. I always suggest to sit up against the wall if you can, or like if you're on a sofa, something to alleviate the back. It just makes you a little bit more comfortable, and it enables you to sit a little bit longer in meditation, if possible. So sit up against the wall or on a sofa, or just sit up straight if that works for you. I just ask that you don't lie down flat because you run the risk of falling asleep. I'm also going to offer you a mudra, something to do with your hands while we go through this journey together. And it's very simple. It's called Kali Mudra. You interlace your fingers except for your pointer. Let's extend the pointers and press them together. And then you just cross your thumbs over each other. Okay? Kali Mudra. A really easy, comfortable hand position to practice with. Kali Mudra is all about cultivating fearlessness, courage, connection, a deep, abiding love for yourself and others. It's a really multifaceted mudra, and it helps with a lot of things, and it's very, very comfortable and empowering in meditation. So we're going to use that today, okay? So yeah, we're sitting comfortably. Our hands are in Kali Mudra. We want to draw the shoulders back and just gently allow the eyes to close. Welcome to this moment. Let's really take the time to be here now. Allow your awareness to fill your entire body. Try feeling your body from the inside out. And now that we're all here together, let's connect with our breath. Together, we inhale deeply through our nose, filling up the belly and the lungs, just holding the breath. And then we slowly let it go. Take another deep cleansing breath in and out. One more time, inhale deeply and hold the breath here. Now slowly release it out. Let's take about 10 rounds of breath like this, purposefully inhaling, holding, and then exhaling. As we breathe deeply like this, you'll notice how the body begins to relax. Every inhale brings peace. Every exhale carries away stress. This deep, intentional breath just anchors you in the here and now. Take this time to just be present. What do you hear? What do you smell? Allow your breath to just be natural at this point. However, if you find yourself getting really tangled in your thoughts or really resistant to something in your environment, you can use this purposeful breath of inhaling, holding, and exhaling, just to bring you back, just to get you centered once again. Have you drifted away from this moment? It's okay if you have. Just take a deep breath and return. And likewise, if you're pushing something away, something in your environment, something in your mind, just allow it to be there. That's what this whole game is. Learning to be okay with the here and now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Breathe deeply and gently into the heart space. Letting all of your awareness rest on the heart. And just staying in this place. Visualize and taken care of. Stay in this space of gratitude. And if you're having any trouble here, just know that that's okay too. And all you need to do is stay open. Breathe. Together, let's take a deep breath in and let it go. Another deep cleansing breath in and out. One more time. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love. Let's release Kali Mudra and just lay our hands in our lap with the palms facing up. And just quietly together, take 7 deep breaths. Very gently rub our hands together. Just gently rub your face, your throat, and your heart. Bring the hands together. Namaste.
Jessica Saraswati doing it again this morning. I don't know if she's awake. She's probably taking care of her beautiful family. But if you're watching, Jessica, we love you. Thank you so much for that contribution and for starting us off. in just the right way. We had a long day yesterday. We had a late night or an early morning, depending on what you want to call it. And that was a great way to start off our Sunday. So thank you. Happy Sunday, everybody. We got something else pretty cool right now. I think Rayon is going to grace us a little bit.
I'm just going to make sure that Rayon's set, but can you just sort of go into just sort of what's about to happen?
With Rayon or just in general?
No, just with Rayon or in general, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah,
I just need about 2 minutes or so.
Sure, yeah. So Rayon is going to be gracing us with some very, very cool loop jams. He likes to hop on some, oh my goodness, sorry y'all, it's a little early still. He likes to hop on Twitch and do his thing live and get some crunchy vibes going. Sometimes they're a lot of energy, sometimes they're very mellow. We'll see what he's got in store for us. We'll see what the vibes are laying down. We'll let him do a nice little intro, get us started, get us going.
And let me just get him up on the screen. And here I am. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Here he is. Good morning, Rayon.
Good morning, everybody. So, just gonna... All right, so we're going to kick it off with some morning loops. Hope you all are having a good day today. And just going to go through everything. Hello, Maurizio. Good to see you.
Maurizio.
Thank you.
Effects pedal.
Effects pedal. Sustain. It's sustaining. It's a sustaining measure. All right, back to Melissa.
You might frighten the kittens. I heard a squeak.
You heard a squeak? I don't think that was the kittens. I think that was someone else.
Oh. I got excited for a second. I thought the cats were chattering with you.
Yeah, indeed. All right. So, we are going to have an interview and a showcase of the animal shelter.
Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation.
Thank you.
It's all good.
Of course. So we're gonna cut to a presentation from them. They have a short little video for us, and then we will be right back with them. So stay tuned.
The Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation is a 501c3 organization that relies on the generosity of donors and volunteers to care for the homeless animals in our community. We then place them in forever homes. The number of animals in need of our help is growing every day. The overpopulation of pets on Long Island is a major issue.
Hello about that, everybody. Sorry for the technical issues. We just had to get that. We're going to get that restarted for you just so that you can see that video, because we want to make sure that we're giving them the time because they've been such a great sponsor to us. So let's just get that video going once again. And here we go. Enjoy.
Hi guys, my name is Katie McEntee and I'm the Director of Adoptions at the Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation. I absolutely love working here. It is the best place. We save so many lives every year by rescuing animals, and we find the most amazing forever homes for them. The Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation is a 501c3 organization that relies on the generosity of donors and volunteers to care for the homeless animals in our community. We then place them in forever homes. The number of animals in need of our help is growing every day. The overpopulation of pets on Long Island is a major issue, and sadly more amazing animals end up homeless. Whether caring for strays found wandering the streets, rescuing neglected and abandoned animals, or saving dogs from the horrors of the puppy mill industry, the shelter is a safe haven for all animals, and for some, a last resort. Without SASF, these animals would not be able to survive. The shelter provides a stepping stone for animals to find their forever homes. It offers them housing, food, medical treatment, training, and rehabilitation when necessary. Adopt, Don't Shop was started in order to educate the public on the horrors of the puppy mill industry and to encourage adoptions through animal shelters. Puppy mills are large-scale breeding factories where dogs are typically housed in deplorable situations. They live in overcrowded, soiled cages with wire floors. Puppy mills have no veterinary care, they have inadequate food and water, and they lack physical and psychological stimulation. The dogs there have no exercise and no toys. The female moms are bred continuously until they are no longer able to reproduce. At that point, they are often killed. The puppies are taken from their mothers between 6 and 8 weeks of age and are sold to pet stores or sold over the internet. This is where you buy your puppy if you buy from a pet store, and this is what you support when you buy from a pet store. A big obstacle we face is the lack of awareness and understanding about buying dogs from puppy stores. People are not aware that pet stores get their animals from puppy mills. Puppy mills are commercial breeding facilities that treat their animals horribly. Dogs are kept in tiny crates, unfit for animals to live in. They never see the outside, and they never have their paws on the grass. They are bred continuously and many times lose their lives when they are no longer able to reproduce. Their lives are only there for a profit for the puppy mill owners. And shelters are inundated with dogs. If you go to an animal shelter, you would certainly fall in love. Another lack of awareness is the importance of spay and neutering. There is a major overpopulation of pets in the United States. According to the ASPCA, 7.6 million pets end up in shelters every year. Spaying and neutering your pet prevents against unwanted litters and accidental litters. It also does not allow for backyard breeding. If you want a puppy, you can adopt one from a shelter. Many people think you can't get a puppy from a shelter, but that's not true. For example, just last week we had 2 litters of rescue puppies, a litter of shepherds and a litter of boxer puppies. Spaying and neutering is also very beneficial for your pet's health. It reduces or eliminates the risk of mammary gland tumors, ovarian cancer, and uterine cancer in females, especially if your pet is spayed before the first heat. In males, it reduces the risk of testicular cancer and also the risk of prostate disease. It can also reduce their risk to roam. It helps them by not getting hit by cars and also avoiding fights with other dogs they may find on their roams. Statistically, 85% of dogs that are hit by cars are unaltered. Southampton Animal Shelter is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that relies on the generosity of its donors and volunteers. Your support makes all this possible, and together we can help save more lives. We have a mobile spay and neuter clinic. It is a state-of-the-art surgical room on wheels. Our clinic is equipped with everything you would find in a veterinary operating room. We travel to underserved areas and offer low-cost spay and neuter surgeries for pets. We also provide low-cost vaccinations as well as microchipping and toenail trims. Due to COVID-19, we had to come up with a safe way to get our pets adopted and into their foster homes. So we introduced Southampton Animal Shelter's Roadside Adoptions and Fosters, a program designed to help our pets find their homes in a sanitary, social distance-friendly fashion. We will meet you curbside at our shelter to introduce you to our pets and bring all supplies directly to you. To take part in this program, you must fill out an application and be approved. One of our adoption coordinators will contact you for an adoption or foster interview and discuss all your possible matches. Simply go to our website, pick out your forever or foster pet, and wait for your phone to ring. We have seen a big surge in adoptions since COVID-19. Since the inception of Roadside Adoptions and Foster in mid-March, we have been able to get 143 pets adopted and 94 pets into foster homes. There are a number of different ways to get involved. We always say adopt, foster, rescue, volunteer, advocate, or donate. You can adopt a pet, become a foster parent, help us in our rescue program, become a volunteer, advocate and educate, or simply donate. Volunteers do a number of different things with our shelter. Not only do they help socialize the cats, walk the dogs, they can also help with events or help around the shelter with housekeeping, such as laundry and feeding the animals. You can become an advocate for shelter pets and help educate others, and donate to save lives.
It's Sunday morning and we have cute animals and we have loops and we have meditations. We have a whole lot of good things going on this morning. Thank you, Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation, for that wonderful video and answering some very common questions and giving us a little insight into what goes on there. And now we are going to turn it over to the Director of Adoptions from the Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation, and they are going to give us a tour of their facility. And I think you should pay close attention because there's going to be some pretty cute stuff happening.
Awesome. Let's see. Oh, there they are. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi, good morning.
Shelter.
Thanks for having us.
We have some really great things and some adorable animals for you to see today. This is our main building in our adoption center. And if you want to come right over here.
Oh, wow.
We have a cute little surprise of puppies.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
These are our rescue puppies, and they were rescued from North Carolina. Their mom is with us, too, and they were all in sort of a bad situation, not, with such a great person that wasn't treating them very well. So now they are with us. They are safe, and we're going to find them fabulous forever homes. And they're digging a hole with them. What are you digging a hole for? What are you guys doing?
They're just like,
It's what we do. We dig holes.
Look at the camera. Say
Oh
hi.
my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Look at this one. This is a little Oreo one.
They do.
And they're all related, but it's so interesting, this group, because they all have different coloring too. So mommy looks like the brown one.
Exactly.
So that's all one litter? Oh my goodness.
Hi guys.
Look at that.
Yeah. You guys into puppy trouble? But they're just loving little guys. What? Yeah, you want to head inside? It's a cat land. It's a little tricky getting out of there with all of them.
Okay.
So you guys are going to see some of our cats we're actually feeding right now. And we have cats everywhere here, even in offices. This is Crystal and Jerry. Jerry!
Jerry, say hi. Jerry. Jerry.
He's like,
Hi, Jerry.
Hi,
I think we
Jerry.
met Jerry for a moment yesterday.
Definitely.
You probably did.
Oh, God.
Spends a lot of time with us up front. He is a big help in the front desk.
He gives
So, yeah.
hugs.
And he is definitely finding his forever home soon, right?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
All right.
He's still looking,
Definitely,
actually,
yeah.
which is crazy because he's so outgoing.
I know, he's very sweet.
So
So-
I see Jerry has his ear tipped. Do you want to tell some people at home what that means?
Sure. So that means that they're fixed. So if they're outside, like a feral cat or something like that, in a colony outside, so if you see that their ears tipped, that means they've already been spayed or neutered, so they can't have any babies because there's such a high population of cats outside. So that's like, there's a program that we have Advocate Cats, and that's a spay and neuter program that we have here in the town of Southampton. So that's called like TNR, so trap, neuter, return, so that they'll get trapped, they'll get fixed, and they can get brought back to where they are. But he's like really friendly, so he could be an inside cat with the family.
Gotcha. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that little bit. I know a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, it's a good way to tell if they're fixed.
All right, so we're going to take you.
It looks like Jerry's about to get his
This is Lisa, one of our phenomenal care coordinators. This is our front desk where we do all of our adoption coordination. And this is Gizmo's room, which he is currently roaming around. Gizmo's private suite.
How cute is that room? Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Oh, we found him. Hey, Jenna. Here's Gizmo. He's very particular. He does not like when you pet his butt, but he'll let you pet his head.
I love him.
Say hi, sweetie.
Oh, what a pretty baby.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
You
All
have
right,
some
we'll take you
great
into-
facility. That is amazing.
So this is our catio 1. We have 2 catios. Let's see if we can find some. Yep, we got some kitties hanging out. Hi, baby. How you doing? I think we found that fat cat.
What was our friend's name yesterday? So, not the black one that's been there for like a really, really long time.
Ramona.
Ramona.
No, they've been there since like 2012. I thought it started with an S. I don't know. Kelly really, really enjoyed it. Our chat moderator was very, very in love with them.
Aww.
Maybe they're in this room.
Yeah, we might be able to find them in here.
they're all cute and they're all perfect.
They're all very sweet.
This is the bird watching.
Oh wow. Oh, we might have
lost him for a second.
Oh, we might have lost him for a second. Bird watching room is too epic.
Is this time? Is
Yeah,
this
this
me?
is Joan
Oh, there you
Crawford.
are.
Oh, friends.
Friends.
All right,
Hey,
you cut
Joan
out for a
Crawford.
second. Oh, that's it, Joan Crawford. That was the one.
Aha! Joan
That was
Crawford is
one.
awesome. She's she really lives up to her name too. Cuddle party over here.
Oh, goodness. I love
Right?
it.
So it's a great time, and it's also fun to just be able to come in here and hang out and get some work done during the day. Let's take you
Yeah.
into the other closet. Oh, okay. And we can take you into our main cat room too.
Oh, wow.
This is so cool.
It is a really, really great place to work. It really is.
I'm sure
To
this
hang
will
out
be
with
very
animals all
rewarding.
the
I've
time.
been having fun in here today.
Look at them all.
Hi.
Mary.
And this is Mary. Mary's a sweetheart. Hi, baby.
Hi, Mary.
Very sweet.
And if the cats do want alone time, they can go in their cubbies to sort of chill out and relax.
Oh, wonderful.
But most, prefer to be around other cats and playing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
Wow. You really do have great
So
facilities.
we're gonna take you into our puppy room, which we're not using for puppies, ironically enough, right now.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna see behind the scenes, we're still cleaning a little bit.
We are.
That's okay. Yeah. Oh gosh, I wish y'all could see my face. I'm dying right now. Oh, hi, buddy.
Hey. Flynn, he's a good boy. Let's say hi. I'll go say hi to Flynn really quick. Yeah. Buddy. Bask it up,
Kind of excited.
baby.
Yay.
So Flynn came into our shelter absolutely emaciated. He was rescued locally. It's truly an amazing transformation. He was actually in our video. What's up? And he's shown so much personality. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Flynn, he wants to.
Very excitable.
New bed, they got a ton of toys.
And just a little bit more about Flynn. He actually lived in a crate his entire life, so that's why he was emaciated. He just absolutely shown so much personality when he came in, and after he got. It's very loud in here, but this is where we house some of the dogs while they're cleaning. This is Chris. The heck, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
This is Layla. So everyone's outside right now, so we're not going to see too many dogs here, but we'll take you outside too. This is Johnny, as in Johnny Cash. And over here we have June, as in June Carter. They are a bonded pair. They're very sweet. They actually live in their own room, which is being cleaned right now, so that's why they're in here. And let's take you outside to some of our agility yards. You want to go this way?
Sure.
Hang tight, y'all. I think the Wi-Fi is probably a little rough when they're walking through the building.
Sorry. They'll be connecting up in just a little bit. It might be time to throw. Oh, we see you again.
Oh, wow.
Interaction.
Oh,
So much
God.
fun.
It looks like he likes her.
They love each other.
Oh, good. Aw,
Wow, it's so much. You have so much space.
right?
So much room for activities.
So many
We have
activities.
another activity. So Minnie was also who you just saw hanging out with Gus over here, if we can see that. Minnie was also rescued from the south. She was living outside of a Walmart in San Antonio, Texas, and she was very, very pregnant. So on March 11th, we had her in our facilities. We rescued her on March 6th, I believe. And on March 11th, she had 11 puppies. Pop in for a second, actually. Yeah.
Which was a big litter.
It's a very big litter.
Yeah, that's a really big litter.
Thanks, Rob. It's a very big litter. Gus, say hi. Hey, this is our trainer, Veronica.
Hi,
This is
Veronica.
Anna. This is Tim. They're absolutely incredible. And like Tim said before, this is their first time meeting like each other. All right. So we have a couple other things to show you. If we have time, we're going to take you to our clinic area and our classrooms where we hold interactions. Thank you
Yeah,
all.
definitely.
Cool. All right.
Let's go this way.
We're going to go this way.
We have some outdoor panels too, so dogs can go in and out.
Hi. Hi, Pup Star. This is Pup Star. He's a sweetheart. But it's great because it gives the dogs the freedom to be like, I want to be outside right now, and go back in when they want. This is the hallway where in the mornings around 8 o'clock, we have our puppy parade. And this is our pet food pantry,
Which is all donations too.
This is,
I think we lost him for a
you guys
second.
missed. And this is available for the community.
In there, public experience. So if you have a dog that needs to be spayed and neutered, vaccines, we can do all of that right here.
This is our volunteer hall where our volunteers check in to walk dogs and help us do laundry, help us feed them. And as of now, due to our
lots of fun events too.
we do. As of now, of course, due to our current climate, we don't have any volunteers coming in right now.
We miss them.
But we really, really miss them so dearly. So this is our classroom. No one's in here. So this is where we hold interactions between potential adopters and the dogs they might already have and our dogs. It's a great area. It's a little dull right now because there's no dog in here, but this is also where there are trainers plan their assessments and plan.
And you'll see
what they're
some
gonna do
dogs
with the
are working on off-leash work, or they're working on basic commands, but that's sort of our training board. It is a
Mhm.
training board.
It is a training. Okay. And we'll loop around and
It's
go.
great that we're in a park too,
Absolutely.
because volunteers and staff can take our dogs on walks in the woods, and they can go meet people across the street.
We're coming out towards the front again, and then we'll take you to the back to our 4 agility yards. We'll show you where we prep the dog's food, where we do laundry. It's the whole 9 yards. Here, the puppies are still out. We have a wonderful little donation box just for the community in case they want to donate old sheets, towels. Thank you. My friend Lisa again. And Gizmo roaming about. Okay. Thank you, thank you. So this is our kitchen. This is our wonderful vet Terry, Dr. Terry Meekins.
Just wave.
Just wave. Sorry, Jenna. And this is our laundry room where we wash and donate. Everything gets washed multiple times a day. Dogs never go without clean towels, clean sheets. We have a break room, and just go outside and show you the rest of the agility yards. So this is just one of our agility yards where our dogs can come out and play. And we have another one right next to it.
Or when we get the chicken, they usually end up in here too. Animals are still winter down there.
I think we lost them for just a second. All right, I think we lost them for just a second. Let's see. Let's just wait for the video to come back.
Yeah. This is a huge facility.
Yeah, wow. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I'm like really impressed.
This is incredible.
I think they're coming back.
We also have a gravel pit right next to it. We'll just take you down there for a second.
Oh, can you say that again?
And we actually, one thing we didn't show you, we have a gravel yard down here. We'll just take you down here for a second, just for dogs who would prefer to play in rocks. Occasionally, you'll find one of our staff members sitting on that bench reading and playing. Show you is we actually have a chicken around the side of our building, so we can go take a quick visit over there.
Whoops, I think we lost you again. It's such a big facility. I'd imagine the reception on here is tricky.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome. So as you can probably guess, we don't have too many dogs as of right now. A lot of them have been fostered and adopted, especially because everyone's home during this time. So it's really, really great. But as you can see, they do not spend a lot of time in their kennels at all. Here's the outside of the catios. And we have another little interaction yard over here. And we have a when someone needs to surrender a chicken, or we just find a chicken. So yeah, we'll bring you back around to the puppies. And then if you guys have any more questions, we're here to answer.
Puppies.
Oh, the puppies.
The puppy.
Now, did you say people have surrendered chickens to you?
Yeah, we've gotten chickens since I've been here. I've met pigs, chickens, snakes. If there's an animal that needs, that ends up homeless, we'll help to take care of them.
We actually found a ferret the other day, just kind of roaming around.
Yeah, he escaped from his house, and then we were able to reunite him with his family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we house a bunch of different species of animals.
Oh yeah, if you check our Instagram and Facebook profiles, you'll see hamsters, guinea pigs. We actually had a hamster in a race car for a cute little video. Hamsters, guinea pigs, ferrets, the whole 9 yards. But we try and provide care and love for every animal.
They're really digging that hole.
Yeah, really. Hi guys. Hi.
This is
Awesome.
wonderful.
So we'll take them inside really quick and let's tell them, do you want to tell them a little bit about the adoption process?
Yeah.
All right. We'll take you back into our main building. Oh, and Tracy's here.
Adoption coordinator.
And our head of advocates. Hello.
So the adoption process starts with filling out an application. We call it our matchmaking questionnaire. It tells us a little bit about what the adopter is looking for so we can give them some good matches. And then it's about, the adoption coordinators giving them some, good advice on what dogs to look at. Some people might be looking for 2 dogs, or they just want a single dog, or maybe they need a small dog because they live in the city. And then, we do our checks. If you've had a dog before, we call your vet. If you live in an apartment where you have a landlord, we obviously want to make sure that it's okay for you to have a dog there. And, our goal is just to find forever homes. A lot of these dogs have been, haven't had the best life. They've been bounced around. So, we're just looking for a permanent, loving home for them. And, we do about 800 adoptions a year, which is amazing. And, it's a great place. If you end up as a homeless pet, we try to make it, a fast transition into your home. But if you have to stay with us a little bit, we try to make it a fun, loving place. And our staff is incredible.
This is truly a country club for animals. Mm-hmm. Tracy, do you want to add anything about the pet food pantry or advocates or?
We try to do as much outreach to the community as we can to try and get all the cats, the feral cats, spayed and neutered, and trying to help the colony caregiver manage the colony. We also
Save the kittens.
Save all the kittens that we possibly can by having an amazing foster community that takes the kittens into their house and socializes with them. We also are fortunate enough to be supported by the community, and we have a pretty great food pantry whereby if someone is experiencing hard times and or just needs a little bit of supplement for their pet's food for the month or what have you, we will gladly accommodate them and supply them with some food to get by. And we also try and offer them the low cost clinic that we have here, and try to make everybody happy and make life easier for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Nice, Tracy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That
was super thorough. All right, we're gonna take you. I see we only have a couple of minutes left, so why don't we hang out in the catios for a minute and visit Joan Crawford?
Yeah, because our chat moderator is back.
I
And
saw
he loves Joan Crawford. Also, you helped us get in a $15 donation. Anonymous donated $15 and said, cuteness.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so generous. Yeah, it doesn't. That's so sweet. Thank you. Hey, Jenna. How you doing? Where's Joan? Joan, hanging out. Say hi.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we're going away. So we're just cleaning everything up right now. These patios are cleaned multiple times a day. We got someone hanging out here. Hey.
This is like Catherine's best.
She was actually featured yet on our Instagram and Facebook page yesterday for Catter Day. And she's looking for a home. She's been with us for quite some time, I believe, since 2015. Yeah, 2015, which is absolutely insane because she is a very, very sweet cat. And as you can see, she's incredibly agile. And who else do we have in here? Let's see, who else can we find? Everyone is today. Hey, sweetie.
Oh,
This is another Mary.
This is cute.
Been here for a hot minute. And this is Lisa is.
Some medication, some medicine on it.
Oh,
She got a little cut when she came in, so Lisa's making sure she's healing properly and putting ointment on. And it seems like she enjoys it. Look at those two in there together.
and these guys are hanging out together too.
yay.
Hi,
Fun.
hi guys. Maria's.
This is our old lady. She can be a little grumpy at times, but she's honestly my favorite cat here.
The old grumpy ones are always the best ones.
Yeah, look at her face though. Look how cute and grumpy she looks.
She's so cute. Looks
She's like
tired.
our little grumpy cat. Yeah, she loves to sleep.
So
Yeah.
we are coming up to the end, but I want to make sure that you get any other things you want to share, taken care of, or anything else you want to show us.
That's pretty much it. Rio, we did want to mention that Rio is our cat room mayor.
And we are run on donations. We are a private shelter, so this is all made possible because of our donors, and it's amazing. You can see the life we are able to give these pets, and it's all because of people that give.
And thank you so much for having us. And it's been great to share what we do with all of you. And we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We are going to put the link to the Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation in the chat. Please take a look at them. Donate towards them if you have it. Take a nice drop down to their facility. Look how cute and amazing everything is. You are all incredible. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your time very early this morning and yesterday morning with us. The cat cam has been a fan favorite without a doubt during this stream. This was absolutely wonderful. I'm like dying inside. This is the cutest thing ever.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you to VBTLive. This thing has been a huge success and incredibly innovative. So thank you again.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll be in touch. Bye, kitties. Bye, puppies. Bye, Joan Crawford. Have a beautiful and wonderful day, friends. Thank you, everyone who's tuning in. Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation is slaying the cuteness. That facility is wild. That agility course was very cool. These guys are living a pretty luxurious life, but they would live a way more luxurious life in your house.
Yes.
So maybe you should adopt some of them.
Maybe.
Say hi. Bye, Rio. Try not to get out of here, okay? Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on stream and showing everybody what Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation is about. We really appreciate having you on.
Absolutely. We can end with Gizmo over here. He rules the shelter. He is basically our mayor. Is you good?
It's just like this is my chair.
Yeah. This whole place
owns
is his.
everything.
He owns everything.
Oh my god.
Let's get some Melissa reaction face.
I was gonna say, I feel like the only thing missing from this feed was my face the whole time going like this. Oh man. Look at his face. Look at her face.
Look at that face.
He is very handsome, but he's also very appreciative.
Chilling. Just chilling. Jeff, where are you? Look, we got kitty friends.
Oh, we got more kitty friends.
We got kitty friends. You see the kitty friend? He's like, I don't care about this cat. You jealous?
Kitty friends.
Well, thank you so very, very much. This was absolutely a delightful way to start the morning. Oh my God.
Certainly.
Hi, Monkey.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on stream with us. We really, really appreciate it. And he's licking the camera.
Oh my gosh. We love you, Gizmo.
Bye, Gizmo.
Bye, Gizmo.
We're gonna go bring some puppies in. So thank you guys again.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. So thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you again. We got to bring the puppies in, so we're going to leave you guys now.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right. Take care. All right. Good. So we have a little bit before our first presentation. Let me just check the schedule really quickly. Okay, yeah. So before we get started with our next presentation, we just want to go a little bit into Artly World, and the Artist Relief Project itself. So I know, Melissa, there's we've been repping them now for the last day or so. Just about like who they are, what they are. We were able to air our interview with Roshan Majunat, the president of Artly World, yesterday. We were so happy to be able to interact with him, to be able to meet with him, and for all the support that him and the Artist Relief Project and Artly World has given us here at VBT for our inaugural mainstream day. It's double day of broadcasting galore. Melissa, could you just go into a little bit about Artly World and just about the charity, just so I can get the next video loaded up?
I most certainly can. Sorry, I had to get my cat petting in. It was hard to watch all those cats and not pet any of them because I have a problem. So the Artly World Artist Relief Project is... it's just been such a joy to work with them. Artly World, as a nonprofit organization, is giving back to their community directly. They're based out of Texas, and they work with their community to bring music and arts to their community. Group share instruments, classes, things like that. And during the COVID crisis, they stepped up and they created the Artist Relief Project. And the Artist Relief Project is designed to help artists of all disciplines in all areas of the United States. And it was really important to Rob and I, when we were looking for a charity to partner with for VBT, that we found someone who could support all of the artists, because VBT really believes that all of the arts are equal. And I'm sure all of you feel the same way. So they were doing their part to not only help raise funding for artists of all disciplines, but they're also working to provide continuing education and resources during these times for artists, because a lot of artists, especially older artists or visual artists who are used to maybe putting their work in person in galleries or showcases and things like that, are needing to learn how to adapt to this like new normal that we have going on, and figure out how to do things like make web pages and host online classes and sell their work. So there's a lot of obstacles that we as artists are facing due to this crisis, and Artly World is working to provide resources for them in that way. And again, they are also providing stipends to artists so that they don't need to do things like decide between food and medication. So they're really just an amazing organization that is working really hard. They have over 55,000 applicants to fund, and we are pushing to get as many of those funded as we possibly can. Y'all helped us raise over $2,000 yesterday, which was fantastic. And we have a pretty big goal ahead of us that we are looking to meet today. So we hope that you will open your hearts and open your wallets to donate. We're going to put the link to that in the chat. But yeah, Artly World has been an incredible, incredible organization. It's been so great working with them.
Certainly, yes. We're so pleased to be able to work with an organization that definitely coincides with the values that we want to be able to bring across here at VBT of all the arts. Being all of the arts and all of the arts standing together and being able to contribute together, which is why we're so pleased to be able to be working with the Artist Relief Foundation. So if you would like to donate, we have the donation link right here in the display. So if you would like to donate to the Artist Relief Project, you can see the donation link right there. They have been helping artists all around the country. Every $200 that we are able to raise means that another artist gets funded. So make sure that we can get those donations through. We were so happy to be able to raise over $200 yesterday. It was 2,000. 2,000. Sorry, that's like not what 200,000.
No, we funded. You helped us fund 10 artists yesterday.
Yeah, and it was
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really great to see. Like, we were really, really pleased and so proud to be able to fund so many people and to really, really get the support for the arts. Oh my God, Jeff is like so cuddly.
Jeff is our office assistant. He's like, you called me out. Now I don't want to be on camera anymore. Now I'm covered in cat hair. Cool.
Now I am Purry Cat.
That's fun.
All right, I'm just getting the last details of the video that's loaded up, and I think it's the Colleen interview that we're looking at. I think it's the other.
Yes.
We have the other nurse interviews. I think that's Colleen.
Yeah.
Yes. So can you just go into a little bit about what we are about to see?
Yeah, so our very wonderful friend Matt Ferrara from Movers is been so kind as to take on a bunch of interviews, including that with frontline workers. So we have Colleen here to tell us a little bit more about what she has been up to and how she's been interacting on the front lines. So give us just one moment and we'll switch over to that.
All right, great, good, I'm ready. So, thank you for your patience, and now we are going to switch over to that. So let's see what Colleen has to say. And once again, thank you to Matt Ferreira of Movers for putting this interview together and really being able to showcase what our workers on the front lines are doing. We really appreciate that. So let's take a look.
What's up, everybody? It's Matt again from Movers with another interview with another frontline worker. So today we're here with Colleen, and again, Movers is a community of people that empower people to take action towards their passion, and we are sponsoring this VBT event. VBT has been part of our community for the past year now, and they put on this great fundraiser, and our role is to be able to help get their message out there and collaborate with them in any way possible. So today we have Colleen. And Colleen, go ahead, take it away. I'll let you introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
Hi, guys. My name is Colleen Ramos. I work at White Plains Hospital in Westchester. I'm from Long Island, so shout out to everybody doing everything over there as well. I am the lead nursing technician on my unit, and I work in the medical surgical unit. So we're seeing anybody who either just got out of surgery, needs to go to get surgery, and everything in between. We're pretty much like a miscellaneous floor as well. But unfortunately, once, COVID kind of took over, my unit got completely transformed into a COVID positive unit. So we have, every patient we have is positive with the coronavirus at this time.
Wow. And how long have you been there?
So I started working at White Plains Hospital over 2 years ago on the same floor, so I haven't moved at all.
Wow. And what's inspired you maybe to jump into that field?
It just is a part of you. Like, it's your motive, it's your calling to want to be with people and to help people. And I always knew I wanted to work with a lot of different types of people. And with nursing, there's really an unlimited amount of things you could do with that. And I'm very passionate about, community outreach and helping the public and doing what I can. So at least I know when I go to work, I'm directly seeing my impact I have on things that I don't see as very special. Like, I don't realize I'm making such a big difference. And then I'll hear back from someone I treated a year later, and they'll say, I remember you. You really made my day. You really made me feel safe and comfortable. And it makes you validated. It makes you feel like, oh, you know what? Like, I was meant to do this. I am supposed to be here, and I am making a difference. And that's always what I want to do.
Facts. I think that's important to touch upon too, because like this, amidst everything going on now, especially with COVID, like these are traumatic experiences that people are going through, not only if you're immediately affected by it, but everyone out there that's either lost a job or, you're never going to forget that. And I was talking to someone, and it was like, as soon as you say like 9/11, that was a traumatic experience across the country. You know exactly where you were, almost like what the day smelled like. Like you can get into detail about it. So it's for both good and bad. Unfortunately, traumatic things, they, hold on to us much longer because it was traumatic. But here's your role now to relieve that and to be a better role in that spot. So that's great.
It's pretty funny that you use that as a comparison. I was talking to my older brother, trying to explain the true trauma that is going to rise after this is over with. And I was explaining, that was my exact example. I said, I can never take away the impact of 9/11. We had our life before 9/11, then it happened and everything changed. And it was one day, and we feel it to the same degree now. It was over 20, it just feels like we can be there. This is one of the most traumatic, if not the most traumatic thing anybody living right now is ever going to go through, because whether it is affecting you directly or indirectly, like, that this isn't normal. This isn't something we've ever, dealt with before. And a lot of people aren't good at acknowledging trauma and processing trauma at the same time they're going through the traumatic experience. It usually takes like an end for them to be like, oh my God, like that happened, that was real. And that's what's scary, because we don't see this ending. Like, we don't have a time period. That's what people are forgetting, that it's still happening. They're kind of like, okay, it's getting better, like let's go back to normal. But that's just not the case. If and when we hit that second wave, I'm just like worried. I just hope everybody is taking care of themselves and being as hopeful and positive as they can be, because we can't choose what we're going through right now. It's nobody's fault. We're all doing the best we can, but we do have control over the way we respond to this. So that's why I'm so proud of you and for what you're doing and everybody, because it's overlooked. Like, you don't think you're making a difference, but you are. Like, every little thing you're doing, it really matters. And even just like a kind word, or reminding someone that they're going to be okay, checking in, turning this confusing feeling into something positive is very important. And that's, I think, the only way we as a humanity could get through anything like this, because this is not normal.
Yeah. And to bring that up into light, like it's absolutely so abnormal. So there's going to be some abnormal ways to go about it. Now, 2 months in, we're speaking about this, we've had some type of a little bit more understanding of it. For us to sit in on this end, safe in our homes, like, just because you're safe in your home doesn't mean you're not going to be personally affected in some degree when we're free, not even from a health standpoint, actually from a health standpoint too, but like it's not going to end. It was such a big ripple. Like, who knows what's going to happen after this?
The only thing that I'm finding comfort in throughout this one of the things I'm finding comfort in is that every single person on planet Earth is feeling this to one degree or another. So we at least have this entire thing in common with everybody in the world. And that's like one of the most humbling and like relaxing things, because it's not, you could just look at someone and you don't have to have that conversation. You're just like I know it's crazy, but
shit, right?
But I mean, it's hard. It's still hard to digest. And obviously I'm right in it, but
yeah. How do you handle this? Like, you're in on that end.
There was a law passed that every hospital had to expand like the amount of beds we have by 50 to 100%. So now we're seeing like the cafeteria as a hospital. We're seeing tents outside. We're seeing random hospitals be built throughout the country, just like pop-up hospitals, because we have to, because that's the degree of how many people are really getting sick. So on my unit, we have 100% COVID positive patients, but a lot of them are not intubated. They're just, that's another thing I think I should get into, because it's hard to understand if you just don't know. One of the things coronavirus does, it makes you really short of breath, and it literally makes you feel like you can't catch your breath from just something as simple as standing up and walking to the sink. You're like literally panting. So oftentimes they go to the hospital, they'll check your O2 saturation, so that you should be anywhere between 95 and 100. And that's that little clip they put on your finger. We're having patients come in with no medical history, no pre-existing conditions. They just feel sick, and then they're realizing they can't really breathe. We're checking their O2 sats. It's like 80, it's 75. And that's when you know you have to give them oxygen, like now. So we'll start you off at like the bottom. So we'll give you a nasal cannula, which is that little tube you see that goes around the ear, attached to either a tank or the wall. And that's like, you want that. Like, that's like the dream, because that means you're closest to baseline, and you won't really need more therapy with your respiratory tract, whatever.
Okay.
That's not working for a lot of people anymore.
Wow.
So they're moving to the next step, which is go to a non-rebreather first. And they're going to put this mask on your face, and that's 100% oxygen. It's kind of like push oxygen into your lungs, and it's kind of forcing you to breathe, even if you don't want to. And then when that stops working, which is like, you don't want that to happen either, they put you on the BiPAP. That's a mask that goes over your face, and it kind of covers your head. And now it's starting with like this PEEP, which is a pressure they're putting right into your lungs. So now you're getting the trauma of your lungs literally like getting expanded without your help.
Oh.
But that's still something that they want you to do before they intubate you. So now you're on that, whatever, but they're still checking your O2 saturation, and it's still not reaching 90, which is insane. Like, this is not normal stuff. It should really, the BiPAP is like you're good, but it's not working. So now they're having to tell people who are conscious, wearing a mask, breathe, that is literally pushing air into their lungs for them while they're conscious, saying, listen, this is not really working for you anymore. Do you consent to being intubated? And if they're like, I don't know what to do, like, I'm really scared. And we say, like, honestly, like, you're not going to survive on this machine. So we need you to tell us, because then maybe you'll survive, because with this, you're not going to. So it's literally like, you want to live, or do you want to like maybe live? Like, there's no, like, no one knows what to do. So a lot of these patients have to consciously by themselves, with no advocate, no one's around them, no family. They can't really confirm if this is like best for them or not. But most of them, out of fear, say, yes, like, I need to be intubated. Then they explain the process of that. And a lot of people don't understand how crazy that is, because we're living in a time where everyone's intubated, everyone's on vents, but that is not normal. One person on an intubated, like, being intubated is like a very, like, you don't, that's like, yeah, it happens. Like, we're pretty familiar with it, but it's not like everybody around you. That's insane. Yeah. So with that, they literally, oh my God, it's so crazy. So they inject you, and they put you into like an induced coma, and they paralyze you. That's what intubation is. So that your body is dead. It's like not moving. It's not breathing on its own. And then, so now, and the patient has to consent to that beforehand. So now the patient's just like, I know that what's about to happen because you're telling me, but like, it's my only chance. So I'm just going to do it, I guess. So now they're dead, confirmed. You have someone above their head bagging them, which means like, just like pushing air into their lungs so they're getting something. But you have like a 2-minute window before like, this doesn't work. So now that's when they're able to get the tube down your throat, attach you to the vents, and now you're 100% in an induced coma. You're only alive because of the machine. And we are seeing that everybody. And that is not normal. Like I said, normal would be a nasal cannula. And then your body kind of responds, and then you just go home. So we had a patient who was on the BiPAP, and like, it was no longer working. It was no longer giving her what her body needed to survive on its own. Like, her body was working way too hard for it, and it wouldn't have done anything. So we had to speak to her and say, like, we need to intubate you. do you consent? But she like was not responding. Like whether it be there was a barrier of language, or she was in shock, or like there's so many factors. No matter what, she just was like not answering us. So not even giving us, looking at us, but not answering us. So we were like, all right, let's call your healthcare proxy. This woman who was about to be intubated, her daughter was her healthcare proxy. So her daughter had to make the decision ultimately if she wanted her mother to be intubated or not. And her daughter decided yes. This same person, oh my God, it's so sad. This woman who just yesed the intubation for her mother, she had to do the same thing for her father 2 days prior. Her dad passed away, and now her mom is in the same boat, and she lost her mother too. All outside of the hospital. There's no contact. You could FaceTime them, which is still really difficult to do because everyone is so high acuity. So everyone needs a lot of attention, but there's just not enough resources. There's not enough hands. There's not enough, but everyone like I did not want to leave that room, but I have literally 10, 15 other patients in the same exact boat. So it's just one of those things that I think unless you see it firsthand, it doesn't click the same way. You still have people saying it's not that big of a deal. It's not that serious. And I'll be honest, initially when this all started, I thought, because the media has, you know, a huge influence on the public. And when the media starts scaring people, saying like, we're going to have a huge blizzard, everyone grab shovels, and you see how everyone just responds like to fear so quickly. So at first I'm like, this is just not a tactic, but I was like, all right, everyone, like, yes, it's serious, but let's do what we can. We can't get, you know, it's out of our control. So let's just focus on what we can control. Be safe, wash your hands, do all that. But it's still not that serious. And then when I saw it firsthand and I saw how crazy it got, how quickly, and now people are still acting like it's not serious, that's what gets me very like, it's just really heartbreaking and scary.
Yeah, wow. I mean, you did a great job of telling that story. I felt like I was there. That's crazy. Just the thought of like not being able to breathe and losing your breath to that, and like the decisions that these kids have to make, like, and like not have like a normal like grieving.
Yeah.
You can't imagine. Wow. That's sad stuff. So like you can't even, like, one of the questions was like, how do you prepare for that? But like you can't, like,
I mean, everyone, and that's the other thing about this. We can all prepare as much as we want to, but it's not going to change the outcome of what was going to happen anyway. Because we're having people come in as young as like 15 who have to get intubated, who are healthy kids, nothing's wrong. We have patients coming in who are 100 years old who have coronavirus and go home. There's just no way to know how it's going to affect you. So when I found out I was COVID positive, which was on April 9th, the first thing I thought was, holy shit, I have it. But the second thing was, I'll be okay, because I wasn't going to let this, you know, in my head, I was like, I could do it. I'll get through it. It's so weird saying it because it just sounds like dramatic or like I'm like exaggerating, but I was so weak and exhausted. I couldn't even lift my hand to get my water bottle, and I live by myself. So it was especially like people were more like, I'll come, I'll drop, and I'm like, I'm fine. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm not okay, but it's fine. It's just, it's pretty nuts.
That's nuts. But you're still standing. Now you're out selling the message. So what are things now that people need to realize maybe that you wish that they knew? You know, I mean, you uncovered a lot here. Was there anything that you didn't touch on that you wanted to let them know?
Practicing gratitude as much as you can will help you through this. And especially if you're home working, just be grateful that you're safe and you still have a job. Because some people are home losing their minds without a job. At least you can stay home in the comfort of and the safety of your like house with people you love, most likely, with access to the internet, with access to clean water, with access to Netflix or whatever streaming devices you use. Like, those things don't matter, but it's going to help you get through this time when there are millions of people not in that circumstance. There are people who've been applying for jobs nonstop because they just need to do something with their time. And there are other people who are doing what they can with their time to help the public, to go out, drop off groceries for their family members. Like it's all up to you and the way you choose to handle this. But I would just hope that the average person starts realizing like this is a very real thing, and we have to do it together. And it really only takes one person to make a really crazy ripple effect on like an entire community of people. And I don't think people see that either.
Yeah, it's perspective. It's the
Yeah.
perspective of it. And that's why, we want to get your opinion on, a fundraiser like this live stream,
Yeah.
what your message can do for that. What do you think about this being put together? And would you like to see more of it?
Yeah, of course. I think it's great. And I'm really a huge fan of this platform that's kind of been like blown up since everyone's kind of stuck inside, because so many of us the average person likes human interaction. Like that's how we keep going.
Yeah.
And all of us can relate to one another with music or with art or with just conversation or our own experiences during this time. And having something like that is so amazing, especially for people who like want to just separate. Like they just don't want to think about it right now. Like it's important, it's in our face and we know, but to just be able to go somewhere that feels good and feels safe and you're doing something great, there's like nothing better than that. So I love that. I think it's great.
Well, Kyle, thanks for taking the time today, and we're glad you're feeling better, and you have a great story and great perspective, and all of this is designed around to raise fundraising for people like you, for the people that lost their jobs, all the other ripple effects that would happen after this. So thank you for being part of that cause and starting that ripple effect with us, and we'll tune in next time. We'll stay up to date, and we'll go from there. So keep moving, Kyle. Thank you for everything, and I'll see you later.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Matt Ferrara of Movers, for putting that interview together to be able to share that perspective with everybody else. We really, really appreciate having that as part of our programming today. So we will have Matt Ferrara actually coming up in just a little bit to basically do some tension release with everybody and all of our viewers. If you were able to catch our health and wellness broadcast, Matt was able to bring us through some really, really great exercises to basically relax our bodies, relieve some tension, and be able to do some physical stimulation to ourselves that really, really allows us to get in tune with waking up and starting our morning. So we are going to throw up a quick pause screen while we get Matt cued in. In our pause screen, though, you will be able to check out the kitten cam. It will be available to you, the viewer. So let's check out and see how the kitties are doing, and we will be right back. sorry. It's
What's up, everyone? Matt Ferrara again, non-bearded this time. and this morning we're going to go through some tension release. There's a lot of events happening in the world nowadays, and whether that affects you emotionally and also just the plain fact we've been at home, we've been sitting at our desks, working from home. It can bring in a lot of stress, and we're going to go through some physical releases today. And I found that by releasing these areas, it actually helped me relax my mind. And whether you're using this for stress relief or using this for some type of optimization, both are necessary. So we're going to start off with something that I started off now with movers. We're opening up a movers health department. And the goal around that is to create this environment that if you're able to reduce the stress, potential stresses, able to handle any type of overwhelming feelings, be able to physically handle all of the events of what it takes to be able to take an action towards your passions. That's the casing around it all. So there's going to be hard days when you're going after your dreams, and we want to make sure that you're prepared for it. So, but this relays over into whether you're taking action towards your passion or you're just not. So we're going to start off. It's a 3-part thing. What we're going to do is it's a release, a relax, and a retrain. So 3 R's, easy to remember, and it's in that sequence. And it's different than a yoga. It's different than some other relaxive measures. This is a tension release. So we're going to get right into it here. So if you're standing there or sitting, I should say, at your computer desk, start off with your shoulders back. And what we're going to do is we're going to work from the neck down. And I'll bring it in real quick for some philosophy. If we are in a posture like this, right? So you see me kind of hunched over, gravity is taking me down. I'm almost depressed in my posture here. And I love that word posture because anytime I say it, we automatically think we have to sit up. So there's a certain way to do that. The proper posture is going to have our ears over our shoulders back, right? So now over time, it does want to get back into that old position. The body does have a good memory that way, but that's in a bad position. So what we want to do is create that good memory for that good position. And over time, it's going to be able to be your default, right? So in order to do this, we got to release a couple areas. We got to release the tension that's built here, that's jutting the neck. We have to strengthen the opposite end of that to help keep that in position. So that's at the neck. At the shoulders, we have to relax what's tightening up here in the front and then strengthen what's in the back, right? So we're going to do both of those areas today in the time that we have. And you'll see it won't take more than 10, 15 minutes as we get moving. So with that philosophy, we're going to start with the neck. So as you're sitting there, you're going to first start with the release. So the release is releasing the knots and the tension that we have. And it's a form of a massage. But what you do is we're going to have our hands right behind the base of our skulls here. And I'm running down my spine, the top of my neck right here. They call that the cervical spine. When you bring yourself down this way, this is kneading through the knots right now and all those tight areas that get developed when we're looking down at our phones, when we're looking at the computers, things that draw us in and drop our necks forward. This tightening that's happening is compressing our necks. And what that does is it brings in headaches. It brings in, a foggy mind and brain and you lose your focus. And, by just turning these off is what we want to do. They're very hyperactive right now. So we're just going through. I hope you can see. I'm just running right through the sides, both sides of my neck here. And what's going to happen is you're going to find a point, and they're usually at the base of the skull here. And once you find a point that feels really tight, they call that a trigger point. And you're going to hang out there and just do some very light motions, kind of circular motions to it, but you want to apply pressure and just stay there. And sometimes you'll feel it release. Sometimes you'll feel it move. And what that does is you just released a trigger point. And the trigger point is exactly what it sounds like. It triggers you up, right? And that gets tightened over time. And, when we neglect doing these movements, it creates maybe some pinched nerves that could develop down the line. And we want to make sure that we avoid all that. Now, as you see, I'm moving down into this trapezius muscle, this one right here. I know we hold a lot of tension down here. So I went from the top of the neck here down into now the shoulders. And now what I'm doing here is this one's more of a pressure And I'm going to add in the thumbs here for a pinch. So from the front, it looks like this. I take my thumbs, and you're going to do this. You're going to pinch, almost like you've seen in the movies where someone comes from behind and they pinch and knock you out. That's possible. The areas in this, the tension that's held in this area gets so built up, and when you release it, you get a huge blood rush, because now you're opening up access to be able to allow blood flow back to the brain. And these areas are always so tight on me from sitting in school for hours growing up, not learning the proper positions, texting, driving, all these things move us forward. We'll switch sides and just start. So again, I'm just pinching, right? So this is the release part. So it's not necessarily sometimes the most comfortable. So we're going through a therapeutic discomfort, and this is, again, releasing all those, I call them like glue globs, basically, in our shoulders and in our necks. And if you ever seen dry glue, that's what, the tissues do. And we're just breaking that up. We want this to be a breathable area so that when we stretch, it's more effective, because that's what's going to be what's next is relax. How many times have you stretched and been 15, 20 minutes later, it got tight again? It didn't hold its position. Could be because these trigger points are in there, keeping it from fully relaxing, right? So we just did the neck and the shoulders. We're going to go one more area in the release, and it's going to be, you're going to find your collarbone right underneath that, and right in line with the ear, right? So I find my collarbone matching with my ear, and that's a trigger point right there. And you're going to just add some light pressure coming across right underneath that collarbone, and you're going to walk it. So as you can see, I find my point, and I walk it across until I find another point. I start off with some light motions just to find the trigger point. And then once you find it, you hang out there and you dig into it. And it's going to feel painful for a little bit, but over time, the more you do it, the more reactive they are to releasing, and the quicker it can release. So now, as you can see, I'm moving down a little bit closer to the shoulder. So there's this line that wants to pull us forward, right? And when we release them, right, when we start digging in, it's allowing that shoulder to drop back again and keep that shoulder back, right? So again, I'm walking across and I'm finding those points. It's going to be painful just for the start, but the relief that you get afterwards is great. So now we'll do the other side. Again, align yourself with the ear, drop it down. There's your trigger point right there, right underneath the collarbone. And you're just going to find these areas. We're going to release these. This is what happens. These areas get so tight. When we're stressed out, it's hard for us to breathe, right? And we tighten our chests and we hold our breath up here. So when you physically release these areas, now if the muscles relaxed, now you can breathe better into the area. It's a great pre-meditative technique as well. Sometimes it's hard for people to get into a meditation because their mind is running so much. That's because their body is so stressed. And there's countless studies that have shown the connection between the mind and the body. I've used these techniques to get out of my head when I was in my depressive states and anxious states. And it's another tool now for your recovery toolbox. Between all the great people that you see out here, music therapy, the mindfulness that's going on and that you can tune into, this is another way to assist with that. I see a comment by Dylan who's recommended a Theragun. That's one of those percussive therapy instruments you see. It's got the ball on the end. You turn the gun on and it massages and pulsates into an area. That gives such a great relief. All right, so we just released the neck, the front of the chest, the traps, right? So you might feel a little bit looser from that. I know I already did. And now what we're going to do is the second part, right? So we just released. Now we're going to go into the relax, right? So usually starting with the neck, right? I love prioritizing the neck because it's the bridge between the brain and the body. When we have this disconnect from our body, this is usually the bridge that we forget about, right? If this is so tight, Siri jumping off on me. If you have tightness in the neck, how is the blood flow going to get to the brain there, right? So we got to release this area, and we'll either feel some relief if you had any tension headaches or things like that, or just breathe better and bring your heart rate down as well. So what we're going to do is you're going to be sitting in your chair. I want you to pick one side. You're going to anchor. So I'm going to grab underneath my chair here. I don't know if you can see. All right, you're going to grab underneath your chair, anchor it, right? And now you're going to take your opposite hand and you're going to bring it down to one side. You might feel some tightness here. And now what this is doing is I have my anchored piece and I'm pulling these two endpoints away and actually stretching the muscle. And some people I've seen not hold or stretch correctly. What you want to do is when you're going into this, you don't want to tense up because sometimes stretching hurts. And so you want to do your best to try to relax through that. And if stretching is hurting, that's a sign that you probably have these trigger points all knotted up. All right. Now we're going to go to the other side. I'm going to anchor my hand underneath my chair here. I'm going to come over the top. And right now I'm looking straight. I'm tilting to the side. You're going to feel this sometimes run down in the front of your shoulder, sometimes down in the bicep, sometimes down, obviously, on the side of the neck, across the chest sometimes. And I'm just tuning in sideways. And these areas, when these are released, this is going to help prevent a lot of the tension that we'll feel in our necks, shoulders, arms, things like that. Any of you guys that lift out there, that love to do bench pressing, things like that, we don't realize we tighten our necks and our chests, and we lose a lot of blood flow. And all right, so now that was at the side. The next part, you're going to go back to the other side. Now we're going to look down towards the opposite armpit. All right, so now we're going to be stretching right along this area here where most of us feel a lot of tension. So now I'm looking down. We're very lightly pulling away. You don't want to over pull. Just go to a point where there's a slight discomfort and try to breathe into that area. And you'll notice every time you breathe and exhale, you actually get deeper into the stretch. And it's good to hold these for about 30 seconds at a time. I've gone up to 2 minutes sometimes for other stretches, mainly in the hips. If the muscle's tight, you got to stretch it out to whatever degree it is. Go ahead, bring yourself back to neutral. Get the other side, anchor it. Now we're going to look down again at the other side. If you start feeling lightheaded, if you start feeling any tingling feelings, you can lighten the pressure that you're giving, or just stop, give yourself a second. This is releasing a lot of pulled up tension, right? So we're regaining access and allowing the body to breathe again because it's had all these stoppage points with all the trigger points and tight muscles. And when you release that, sometimes you feel a little lightheaded, but that's perfectly normal. And again, just ease into it 30 seconds at a time, breathing through it. Take your breaths. Right, so we're going to come back to neutral. One last one for the neck. So the first one was down to the side like this. What that does is it stretches along the side. The next one that we did, we looked down. That's getting the back. Now what we want to do is we want to get this one right up here, this weird muscle. It attaches in the front of the collarbone here, and it runs up. If you can see that popping out on mine, right? That's tight for me. And runs behind the neck there, right? So this muscle group right here actually pulls and juts the neck forward, right? So you can imagine as to the side too, if I were to shorten this muscle group, it wants to do this, right? We don't realize that. I'm a side sleeper. So this gets tight, and it's definitely something to release because you can see the attachment point at the base of the skull. But if that's tight, it wants to jut it forward and pull it down, right? So we need to release that so that when we do spring back, it's going to stay into that better position, right? So to get that one, this one's funky because it attaches in the front and in the back. So how we do that, we get back into our anchored position. Now I'm going to start off like we did with the first stretch, but now I'm going to look up. And you may feel a different stretch happening. You may feel it in the front of the neck. And anyone who's, I actually just learned this. This ties into anyone who's, afraid to speak publicly or has stage fright or afraid to open up and speak about themselves and their feelings. You hold a lot of tension in the neck here, and this will help physically release that and relax that area. And you'll notice you'll feel more inclined to want to maybe open up and speak out more or feel less fearful because you're not tightening your neck. It's not a fear center. All right, weird one. So we'll go to the other side, anchoring this, turn to the side. So you start looking forward, and now I'm going to look up. And again, try to separate this point here from this point, right? And you move around, you'll get used to, the more you do it, the more familiar you'll make yourself, and you'll know where to feel for the stretch. And this one's very tight on me. I've been sitting doing some editing. And for me, this one relaxing, I notice my Our breath is becoming softer. And actually, your voice gets deeper. In the middle. It's cool. All right. So we just released a lot around the neck there, right? So typically you would do these around 2-3 sets. So you do 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds to a minute on the other. And then you do that a couple times and you'll notice a significant decrease. Second thing that we want to relax. Again, the first thing was the release that we did at the start with the pinching. The second is going to be the relax. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to relax the front of the chest and the shoulders here, right? Because this is what's also adding to that tightness moving forward, right? So we want to bring that back. If you feel any shoulder pain, you've gotten any pinched nerves that run down, it's hard to move your arm, or you just feel this kink in your neck, it could be stemming from here, right? Because now we have these nerves that run from the base of the skull down and through this complex here, out and through the arm. Sometimes people feel tingling in the pinkies. So we want to open this whole area. This is the opposite of that tight, depressive type of posture. We're going to open up, right? It's a little bit more expressive. So what we want to do there is, if you can find something to anchor your hand on, right? So if I have the side of my chair here, you're going to anchor that down and you're going to turn away, right? So that it's opening up. It's forcefully opening up. And another way you can do this, I'm going to bring my camera down, get on the ground here. You can imagine maybe a wall or something, or the back of your chair, right? I'm going to grab the side of it and you're going to turn away from it. So I'll show you the camera angle, right? This is completely opposite of what most of the postures are of bringing that forward. We want to open that up again, right? So you're going to bring this back, have it anchored, and turning away, right? And you may feel this coming directly across that shoulder, coming across the chest, sometimes down to the bicep and in the forearm. And all those areas get tight with the stresses that we have. Or if you're big into lifting, a lot of the bench press movements that we do, guys, and the even pulling motions that we do, you want to make sure you open that up. And this is another metaphor for opening up the heart, right? If your heart is closed, right, that means the body tightens up on it, and we want to be able to open the heart again and relax that. So I'm learning the tie-ins into the energetic releases and spiritual releases as well. Same thing on the other side, right? So I'm going to stretch this side. This is usually my tight side. So I'm going to anchor myself on something. I'm going to turn and look away from it. You can do this up against a wall, right? You can have your palm straight flat, or have a pole or something. And they call this a thoracic extension. We're extending our shoulders across. And got about a couple of seconds here, and we'll close out. I think that's about the time. Cool. Good, nice, relaxed. Awesome. Right. So again, 2-3 sets, 30 seconds to a minute on each side. And now we're on to the last part, which is how do we hold all this, right? So we just released everything. I hope you're learning some things and understanding the connections between the body and the mind and feeling a little bit more relaxed. Again, normally these sessions, without the explanations and just a nice run through, still take 10 to 15 minutes. And, you do a couple of sets on each side. One side's tighter than the other, spend more time on it, right? You get a little bit intuitive with it. The last part. So we did the releases where we released physically with the pinching and the trigger point releases. We did the relaxation now, because now those muscles are more malleable and open. And now the last one, we're going to retrain the muscles, right? Retrain the muscles and the tissues because they want and are going to go back to their old positions, right? We just release them now, but it could be even in 30 minutes to an hour from now, you go do something or something stressful comes into your life and you get right back into your old patterns, your old positions. So we want to retrain that. What I've seen is it takes typically about 62 to 66 days, and very specific, actually. There's a lot of great studies on it, and I've experienced it myself. 62 to 66 days for the body to retrain itself into its now new default, right? So right now, some of our defaults are forward and moving head, something like that. A lot of the texting that we're doing, a lot of the computer work, a lot of the driving, stress and tension, it just brings us forward. So we want to create our new defaults to be back, a little bit more confident, a little bit more expressive, a lot more relaxed, right? So last one now is retraining. So we're going to retrain it. The way we do that is with some versions of exercise, but I'm going to explain what needs to be retrained. What's happening is we have a weakness usually in the front of the neck here, right? And we have a weakness in the back in between the shoulder blades here, right? So notice how they work in opposites, right? They actually call it a cross syndrome. It's not a disease or anything, but the front of the neck and things in the chest area front of the neck needs to be strengthened and the back needs to be strengthened just as much as the back of the neck needs to be relaxed and the front of the chest needs to be relaxed. So you see these cross points that are happening, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen up the back and the neck around the same time. So what I want you to do is you're going to do a chin tuck. So it's not tucking down. It's going to be tucked straight back. So you're actually giving yourself a double chin. Don't worry, no one's looking at you, right? You're going to bring it, you're double chin yourself and moving straight back. Notice it was a horizontal movement, right? Again, it's the opposite of this, right? So this is the jutting. This is what's, you're giving this the attention. You're making this, I guess, keeping this strong. But that's wrong. We don't want to keep that strong. We want to be able to get a stretch out of here and strengthen up these muscles in the front. You're like, why you got to strengthen the front of the neck? That's weird. But if they're weak and this is overpowering, well, over time, you're just going to keep moving forward, right? So we're going to double chin back and you're going to hold this. And sometimes I like to go on the ground or on a wall here to where you can actually push your head into it. And it significantly adds to it. But for right now, this is fine. You could do this at your desk. If you're at work or something, I'm just moving that straight back. What this is doing is this is actually being able to rebalance the imbalances that we've created in our necks. And you're able to now feel a lot of nerve release, a lot of nerve pressure release. And all that nerves, just exactly as they sound, release and relax our nervous system. And we don't want to be nervous. We want to be relaxed. All right, so we did our chin tuck, right? And bring it back, holding that back, lighting that back, strengthening up here. This way, over time, the strengthening will happen to where our ears over our shoulder. That's the proper position. Next and last one that we'll be doing today is going to be the strengthening of that mid back, right? So what we want to do is we want to find something, ideally, usually in some type of workout, but we'll do this without it. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades back. We're going to hold it, right? Just like, in a posture isn't a pump, right? Like we do in the gym, right? It's great to strengthen that. What you want to do is you want to create this isometric, this hold, because that's what the postural muscles are designed for. And now it's not up, right? I want to make sure that your shoulders are down and back and almost pop your chest out a little bit. And you're going to squeeze that back and you're going to hold that back. And sometimes you'll still feel a stretch in the front, squeezing the shoulder blades back. 30 seconds at a time. Sometimes you can go up against the wall, so I'm bringing my shoulders back. Other ways you can bring your arms out, squeeze back this way, and that'll also add to a stretch in the front. So we're going to close out on that, guys. I hope you got some good tension release on that. Again, this will be something that we're incorporating into Movers Health. Great start to a Sunday. Take your reflection. And VBT, thank you again for giving Movers this opportunity to show the many factions that we have. And let's keep moving. Now we're nice and relaxed, and we'll keep going.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Matt from Movers, for doing that presentation for us. I already feel so much better.
Nice.
Every time I get to see you do that. It's really, really great. So we have our first live performer coming up. Libby Hortop is in the green room right now. We're just going to get her checked out and set up, but we will be right back. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream and to the broadcast. We are coming up in just a little bit with Libby. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been tuning in. Thank you for interacting with the chat. It's been a really nice and fun chat. A lot of people really enjoyed the Movers Health segment that we had aired before, and we're really thankful that you were able to engage with us and do some of these exercises along. We really appreciate that. We want to give a shout out once again to the anonymous donation of $15 of cuteness, just cuteness, because those are some really cute cats and some really cute puppies. We really love that. So if you would like to donate to the Artist Relief Project, this is the donation link down here. I also know that I've been speaking a little bit with Dabley, and he is definitely willing to come back on camera to read off any donations that you may have, but you have to specifically request for him. So all you have to do is in your donation, just write the hashtag Dabley, and then we will be able to get that going for you. But in the meantime, we have Libby, who's joining us in the green room today. Libby, how are you doing today?
Not bad, thank you.
Wonderful. For anybody who doesn't know, could you actually tell people what the instrument that you're holding is?
Sure thing. It's an auto harp. Frankly, I picked it up because I was tired of lugging a keyboard around with me to all my gigs. I used to play piano more. But it's an acoustic instrument, it's portable, and it's really easy to play. It just has buttons that you can press to get your different chords. It's an Appalachian instrument. I'm up here in Canada, but I love it.
Yeah. Oh, you said you're in Canada?
Yeah, I'm up in Quebec in the National Capital Region.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Wow, that's so good to hear. Oh, wow. International reach. International. Wonderful. So, without further ado, we would love to hear some music for you. You have the stage, Libby. You can take it away.
Thank you. Can you count up your lovers on one hand, or do you need a hand? Do you need a hand? Can you count up your lovers on two hands, or do you need a hand? Do you need a hand? The river flows only one way, you can divert it, but you can't contain it. I know it's just a matter of time. I know it's just a matter of time. Sometimes your messages don't come out too clear. Life is complicated. I hear you. Doesn't really matter if we do this thing or not. If sparks fly, so what? So what? The river flows only one way, you can divert it, but you can't contain it. I know it's just a matter of time. I know it's just a matter of time. There's always something more important than this. Call me frivolous. Call me frivolous. Push it underwater. Let it suffer. Let it drown. When it floats back to Are you down? Are you down? The river flows only one way. You can divert it, but you can't contain it. I know it's just a matter of time. I know it's just a matter of time. Can you count up your lovers on one hand, on one hand? Or do you need a hand? Do you need a hand? Can you count up your lovers on two hands, on two hands? Or do you need a hand? 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 Thank you for being here on a Sunday morning with me. This is so much fun. Like I said, I'm up here in Hull, Quebec, Canada, and the next song is called Consciousness is Raised. Hey, all of you with your consciousnesses raised. What's the difference between that and constantly second guessing yourselves? We second, third, fourth, fifth guess ourselves every day. We never rest, we never relax. We never sleep, we never dream, we never play. I thought that I was in touch with my emotions, but I didn't take into account the fact that some might fly under my radar. I can dissect the heck out of anything I feel, but I have to acknowledge it first, 'cause I can't feel what I can't see. Don't make a fuss. We know you're one of us. Oh, creation liberates the world's potential. Every action is the fruit of your intention. Slow down. Slow down. Always helps to play the right chord at the end.
Of course.
So I hope a lot of you are learning to slow down. It's kind of a thing a lot of us are trying to do these days, but I know you guys are busy with your broadcasting, so maybe not slowing down at all, but I'm kind of into the whole urban homesteading thing. I've been baking bread, I got my garden, and about a week ago I got some chickens for the backyard, so that's been really fun. You guys have your kitten camera, and I kind of have my chick camera. They're just little right now. It's so adorable. I just stand there and watch them being chicks. Very cute.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so fun. You're my friend, and so I tend to believe that you're telling the truth. It's not easy when your mind is cloudy, but it's true, far as you can see. You're my friend, and so I bend over willingly. What's my purpose and what do I need? These are questions that you inspire. All of the reasons you captured my heart, all of the reasons you couldn't be bothered, just not that into you. Don't have the time. Semi-inspiring, semi-inspired. Mama said you're better dead than ambivalent. Just do something, you'll figure it out. You don't have to know ahead of time. Take up space, don't be afraid to acknowledge inconvenient truths. Fear is useless, it takes hold of your mind. Think only of what you must do. All of the reasons you captured my heart, all of the reasons you couldn't be bothered, just not that into you. Don't have the time. Semi-inspiring, semi-inspired, semi-inspiring, semi-inspired, semi-inspiring. So the next song that I'm going to play is one that I did I wrote it in February, kind of before the whole COVID thing blew up, but it's really applicable to the current moment. It's about feeling trapped in your head, but still trying to socialize and make those human connections. It's called We Will Prevail. Ask me how my day has been. Say I'm always in my head. Where do you go when the lights go out? What do you dream about? We choose to be afraid, and what to be afraid freedom, but we will prevail. We will prevail. Life's a series of what next. Say I'm always in my head. Maybe I must be, but what else is there? What's the alternative? We choose to be afraid, and what to be afraid of, but we will prevail, we will prevail. We choose when to be afraid, we choose what to be afraid of, we will prevail, we will prevail. Maybe now I ought to quit, tackle one vice at a time, like an escape room I can't get out. Haven't found all of the clues. We choose to be afraid, and what to be afraid of, but we will prevail, we will prevail. We choose when to be afraid, we choose what to be afraid of, but we will prevail, 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 we will prevail. How am I doing for time?
We're actually out of time right now, unfortunately.
Out of time.
I know. I hate.
All right,
I really
cool.
hate. I really hate to ask you to stop because I really love your instrument and I love your voice. We have a lot of really great support in the chat. We have some people in the chat that wanted to know where they can either if you have a page available or just like where they would be able to find your music and what you're doing.
Sure, I think the easiest thing to do is just Google my name, LIBBYHORTOP. I'm on YouTube, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, basically. I don't have a lot of stuff up there yet, but working on it.
Okay, I'm gonna post it up in the chat right now just so people have that. YouTube,
Thank you.
Bandcamp, and SoundCloud. Clickety clack. All right. So thank you so much, Libby. That was some really great music. We're so happy to kick off our day with our first non-VBT live performer. So with that, we actually have a presentation that's queued up. Yes. Okay. Good. It's finally loaded. All right. Wonderful. Awesome. Yes. So we have a presentation queued up from one of our sponsors for the VBT COVID-19 relief artist relief fundraiser. We have Paul Vibes. Paul was able to pop in with us yesterday to interview Mike Vini, and we are so happy to have him support us and to be able to support Paul. So we are going to air a short video just in case you don't necessarily know who Paul is or what he does. He has a really great story and he brings a lot of good vibes to everything that he does. So let's take a gander and see what Paul Vibes is up to.
My name is Paul Scancarelli, and I'm a motivational speaker. I speak to people from all walks of life, dealing with all sorts of different challenges. I have made it my life mission to better connect with people. I have the privilege as a motivational speaker to really make an impact on people's life. I'm a speaker that can go into a classroom, an auditorium, or speak one-on-one with a young adult, meet them where they're at, and make a difference in their lives. In 2011, I created the Long Island Buddy Club. We planned social events throughout the community for young adults 18 and up with special needs to improve their social skills, their confidence, whether it's going to the movies, going bowling, doing yoga, going out to eat. I think a lot of us take for granted, making friends, going in the community. But for a lot of the young adults in the Buddy Club, it really helps to have that structure. It's affected the way they go to school, the way they do their work. They're better students. These are skills and things that they can use every day. When I started this group, I knew that it was going to make a positive impact, but I had no idea that it would go as deep as it has. Whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's responsibilities, whether it's going to school, we all want to go out and make friends. We all want to build connections with the community. We all want to improve our social skills. To see the changes it's made in their lives and also my own life, it's been a really magical experience. The challenge that really catapulted me, inspired me, and pushed me was overcoming my own learning disability. It was definitely frustrating. It caused a lot of anxiety, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of confidence issues. There was a part of my life where I felt really down and upset about my learning disability, but it was until volunteer work where I really realized the impact that we can make on people's lives. People know me as a guy who's passionate about working with the special needs community, and that's true, but I think my true passion is just working and helping people in general. Currently, I speak on many different topics. Whether you're somebody dealing with bullying, anxiety, depression, confidence issues, or social issues, young adults shouldn't be defined by their challenges and the things that they've been through. The main theme on all these talks is the power of connection. The theme of connection is universal. I want them to leave with a feeling that they can make an impact within their own life, but also make a positive impact around them.
scars from a small man. Been told that she's broken. That's the first step to awoken. I seen her make the moon rise with the blink of an eye. Gave birth to the seas and the tides, and the seasons align with the breeze on her mind. If you're watching, she got one body, 9 lives, but they cloud her where she flies. And I did those eyes so she can't really see what's a living inside. When the sun goes down and it's shaking and it cries, I try to draw a flame and tear through the disguise, saying, don't you know that you're a god? Saying, don't you know that you're a god? Saying, don't you know that you're a god? Saying, don't you know? Oh, walking around like a slave, digging your own grave, getting tossed by the waves, mouth smelling like a plague. Ah, where's my supply? Why sometimes you still feel like you wanna die? Been way up to where the stars bloom, but still getting caught by some thoughts in your room. Sealing up a tomb with the things you consume. Are you ready yet to step out of the womb? Cast judgments like a fishing line, missing the design. Why you got a problem with your own kind? It's go time, dive in the flow, fine. Everything well springs from the mind. Cause don't you know that you're a god? Saying, don't you know that you're a god? Saying, don't you know that you're a god? Saying, don't you know? You know it. You know it. I've been so blind, looking for something in all their own kind. I wait, no, go back there. Can you, will you dare open it? Scare the wound is healing now. It gon' be congealing if you allow the blood gon' flow on out. Or wait until it's time and well, singing, don't you know you forget somehow. If you will allow, say that you're a good, yeah. You know, yeah. Say that you're a girl. Don't you know?
Thank you.
Very nice day out. Over by nature. Doesn't bother you. Breathe in, breathe out. Isn't it good to have life?
Yes, life is good, right?
Yep.
Positivity, right?
Yep, I am.
So talk to us, tell us, what are the secrets? What are some ways that we can stay positive or ways that we can deal with different challenges that we are going through?
Yeah, challenges, how to overcome it. You can break your worst fears.
You gotta break through your fears, right?
Yep.
And what are some ways to do that? What are some advice? People that are going through something scared.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared. They have a disability. You have to go right through it.
Yeah.
You have to know how to conquer it.
Conquer it, right? Yeah.
And you have to break all these fears and be overcome it.
Overcome it, right?
Yep.
You mentioned disability, right? Even if someone isn't going through a disability, don't have a disability themselves,
yep,
they go through challenges.
Yep.
And what is your advice for people who are going through different challenges?
Some people has a difficult time that he needs to get more confident in themselves to break it.
Ooh, confidence. Positivity. Is it important?
Very important.
Why is it important?
How to stay positive, other bad things can happen.
Right. Yeah, exactly. What is your advice for people who are going through some challenges right now? What ways can we motivate them? Anything inspiration you can say?
I would say don't focus on the negative. Stay on the positive side of things.
Focus on the positive, not the negative, right?
Not the negatives.
It's not good.
Not good at all.
Not good. Because in life, there's a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. It's our choice, though, right?
Yeah, by choices.
On what we choose to focus on.
Right.
So what do you focus on?
Me.
Focus on the positive, right?
Yep.
Summertime vibes, hot pink sunrise, Clarity in mind for that meditation grind. In these eyes, you'll see no lies. Life is abundant and we on the rise. Yeah, see, I'm the kind of guy who really tries. It's a labor of love like mama's apple pie. Never been into gold digging, I prefer soul digging. And I'm all maxed out on self-doubt. Mama used to tell me I was something special. She was right. Rage and rage against the dying of the light. Self-power is soul power. If that's true, let's focus on our power and do what we do. Yo, it's time for some action. Law of attraction. Focused on the future and ignoring distractions. Give God the glory, skip the reaction, and then you find your satisfaction. Ambition is minute to minute and day to day. What can I say? I don't know any other way. So if you're gonna play the game, play. Just tap into that universal spirit and you'll find your way. For real. For all my brothers and all my lovers. Father, Father, help me sing it. All my sisters and all my lovers, loving one another. Yeah. Father, Father, help me sing it. I used to feel like giving up, and don't we all know that if you're weak, the road to greatness will kill you. So if you tell me that you're struggling, I feel you. I hope my words serve as a means to heal you. Just put yourself in position, be focused in on your mission. I know them haters be dissing, but baby, you gotta listen. The dream of self-esteem is hypnotic. Step by step, don't talk about it, be about it. Cause self-love is the answer to life's cancer. And I promise the vision will keep you driven. Start living, give up all your excuses, stop wishing. There's people in this world that ain't even got pasta pissing. We wish for this and we wish for that. When life gives you lemons, add sugar. Respond, don't react. I wish that I could tell you it was easy, but the truth is, it's kinda hard to get these demons off your back. For all my brothers and all my lovers, Father, Father. Father, Father, help me sing it. All my sisters and all my lovers, loving one another. Yeah. Father, Father, help me sing it. Get up off your ass today. Give some of your time away. Lift your brother up. Lift your sister up. Yeah. Get up off your ass today. Give some of your time away. Lift your brother up. Lift your sister up. Yeah. Sharpen your wits and sharpen your sword. It's a cold world, baby, but thank the Lord. Here's another opportunity to win. Amen. There's always something positive to work towards. I know them devils and demons are teasing ya, but ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. So raise your glass to new beginnings and stay winning. We breaking through the glass ceiling, Lord willing. For all my brothers and all my lovers, Father, Father. Father, Father, help me sing it. All my sisters and all my lovers, loving one another. Yeah. Father, Father, help me sing it. And I wanna show you. And I wanna show you. And I wanna show you. And I wanna show you how you all look like beauty stars tonight. Life is but a dream and you know it. Treat it as if it's your last match, don't blow it. American tradition says we need to postpone it, but the future's never ours, may as well enjoy the moment. I've learned that chasing the brass ring can never put me at ease. I'm told that if you want success, you put your life on freeze. Brother, please, I know by now that if you spend your time running races with rats, you'll likely catch a disease. Power corrupts at all levels. It's the one idea responsible for all ghettos. And the powers that be, in order to keep it, try to silence the voice to make us feel like we don't really have a choice. But in these dark hours, I know one power that we can't afford to leave unrefined. Universal to mankind, awakening the blinds. The secret lies right between our eyes, man. Come on. Ideas, focus on the vibes, yeah. Clarity in any situation that arises. You know what the time is. Hit me with your eyes clear. Covet the purity of your mind, dear. Yeah, dreams and ideas, focus on the vibes, yeah. Clarity in any situation that arises. You know what the time is. Hit me with your eyes clear. Covet the purity of your mind, dear. Right now, there's a kid somewhere focusing on his legacy. He wanna be remembered as a legend when he's dead. He's busy daydreaming, writing bars in his head, so he hasn't heard a word that you said. And as we speak, there's an older woman looking for peace. With all the pain in her life, she needs a healthy release. She probably read some Wayne Dyer or some Eckhart Tolle. She wanna kill anxieties and live more holy. Hopefully you'll notice the powers of human focus. Different ends of the spectrum with different types of direction. A few more dreams for your inspiration collection. Another idea to help you plot your resurrection. The password for growth is a day at a time. Keep your best tool sharpened if you're trying to climb. Vital to mankind, impeccably designed. The secret lies right between the eyes, man. Come on.
Dreams and ideas, focus on the vibes, yeah. Clarity in any situation that arises.
You know what the time is.
Hit me with your eyes clear.
Covet the purity of your mind, dear. Yeah, dreams and ideas, focus on the vibes, yeah. Clarity in any situation that arises. You know what the time is. Hit me with your eyes clear.
Covet the purity of your mind, dear.
I always knew the day would come where after so many years I would trade in all my fears to invest in my ideas. The only thing preventing my mental from switching gears was constantly focusing on the wins of my peers. But I'm moving to a level all the old timers brag about, where people find less and less things to be sad about. But if you're in the trenches swinging for the fences, I pray you keep your senses. This for all my people struggling with titles, finals, Bibles, idols, rivals, rhinos, winos, idols, psychos, that dance recital, your own survival. Maybe you're suicidal, or you're trying to make your next post go viral. You best believe I know the nature of cycles. I've been low as sinkholes, high as the Eiffel. You think I was psycho, then I switched that light bulb. No one can touch my glow, must be that new guy flow. Yeah.
Dreams and ideas, focus on the vibes, yeah. Clarity in any situation that arises.
You know what the time is.
Hit me with your eyes clear.
Covet the purity of your mind, dear. Yeah, dreams and ideas, focus on the vibes, yeah. Clarity in any situation that arises. You know what the time is. Hit me with your eyes clear.
Covet the purity of your mind, dear.
Covet the purity of your mind, dear. Cheers.
People's Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. It's good to see you guys. Hopefully you continue to follow me, Black Alex, on Instagram. Follow Paul Vibes. Follow Kenny Brown. Follow Crown. Follow anyone who's on this channel. Follow anyone who's on the show for spiritual fulfillment, for mental fulfillment, for just positive vibes, just for the good stuff. Hopefully you guys stick with us, and it's always good to see you.
Kenny Brown here from Crown. Go check out the People's Podcast. My man Paul Vibes has got some beautiful stuff for you. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back again. Thank you for tuning into VBTLive's COVID-19 Artist Relief Fundraiser. We are raising money once again today for Artly World and their Artist Relief Project. Thank you to everybody who has donated so far. Just want to shout out some quick donations. We had Harper Jean Tobin, who had donated $20 before. Thank you so much for your donation to the Artist Relief Fund. I think we also had an anonymous donation. Let me just see. Yes, we had an anonymous donation 2 minutes ago just for $20. Whoever you are and wherever you happen to be across the internet, thank you so much for your support to the Artist Relief Fund. We really, really appreciate it. So, coming up next, we have one of the founders of VBT. She is a spoken word poet, somebody who has performed across the island for many, many years. You have seen all of her designs across this entire stream with the whole layout of everything. She's one of the best project managers and the best chief creative directors that I have ever worked with. Please, everybody, give it up for my partner in non-crime, Melissa Scambati.
Hello! I got a different angle. I thought I'd mix it up a little for this. Thank you everyone for having me. I'm super excited. I know we got to jam some of Rob's cool loops this morning, and it was a great way to kick things off. I want to throw out there, I am offering a donation incentive. So if you donate at least $5, drop a sentence or two or three appropriate sentences in your comment, and I will work them into some type of poem at the end of this set. I don't really do improv, and by don't really, I mean I do not. So we're going to see how that goes. So you should probably donate and, run with it. Thank you, everyone, for donating, for hanging out with us. We are super excited. We have a great day ahead of us and a lot of performers. I'm going to kick it off. So hope this will get you into that vibe, that mood. Pretend we're not virtual for just a minute. Morning took my steel-tongued drum for a walk, worked notes into empty spaces, gentle breeze gave them flight through acres of camp. The sun peered between thick branches on a solid sky. Dreadlocks snoozed in hammocks, tie-dye marinates in Eve's dance party dust. My bare feet roots pull from the earth photosynthesis, exhales ringing melodies. As I pace between tented trails beneath dusky blue, morning clouds begin to wake. B flat finding its way into downward dog, C standing tall, and Vrksasana. Wind picks up swaying yogi's branches, and suddenly sky pales between tents full of aching bodies, up all night moving to beat and lights and their own motives. Clouds thicken like cannabis smoke, a bullhorn shouts, "Weather is happening." Sky grows milky as my steel notes lull intentions into savasana, and wind reaches us at the floor of the forest. Bullhorn is back, flash flood warning. Corpses unmoved in dirt sealing practice as treetops darken. Zombies rise in time for droplets to baptize. Yoga mats roll up and my feet move slowly back toward the tent as rain picks up the pace. Camp is not too far, already prepping for the impending storm. Tent secured, boxes buttoned up, tarps in place. Belongings gathered, dry bags packed. Larger don't get wets tucked beneath lime canopies safely. Just as I join campmates and gear beneath citrus walls of rain form a blanket to tuck us in. Huddled now with pumping sound systems in the distance, we listen. Birds call into wet, accompanied by droplets plucking tent covers. Spanning octaves, they compose a symphony so stunning only the universe could have provided it. Drops grow to tablespoon-sized shotgun pellets falling from heavens, nature's cacophony crescendos within a breath's time. We break bread and scream over thunder as it closes in, water pooling at our feet, trees and trails barely visible while we reflect on the days prior spent hauling gear, pitching tents, hours scrambling up and down mountains, miles of terrain from grass to rock, feasting, imbibing, spinning poi, boba tea, feet in streams, water pumping, poetry writing, shisha burning on ornate rugs. 3 a.m. sauna baths, sunrises mistaken for moon, because there was no way it could already be that late. And as that storm closes in, chaos is lifted and delivers us pause. So that was a piece that I wrote about my experience at a Burning Man regional last year, which I was really looking forward to this year, but I'm glad I at least got to share the piece with y'all. A little bit of nostalgia. I've also got this piece, which is about having a good night out. This is kind of my going out ritual before I go to a show or something. I have a little ritual that I like to do. And I miss everybody, and I can't wait until we get to see each other in person, but I'm really grateful to be able to hang out on this platform with all of you. So this is called Hair, Makeup, Jewelry, Tequila. Pre-game, warm, no chaser, unless you count the slammed beer that always follows. Amber agave wraps its blankets around me, burns all the way down to my belly and quells the hurt, or pushes up happy, if I am lucky, both. Shivers down my spine hit my toes, grab the corner of my mouth to follow as it makes its way back up toward my skull. Selfie that skull for good measure. I measure in ounces. I am cheap. Drinks before drinks save money. They don't really save money. I drink the same amount. I just get a little drunker sooner. Car. Someone else is driving. Safety first. Cover charge. Tequila. And a beer. My shoes are off. Dancing. Hands in the air. Each note making another sip worth the wait. Each sip making another note feel even better. My cigarette brings me to climax, a rush to my head, and the corners of my mouth are still upturned towards flashing lights. Bedroom eyes calling to guitar solos and heavy jams caress my spirits, and sip after sip, shot here and there, water in between, safety first. Songs start to blend, faces start to blend, the evening blends into smokes on the patio, bare feet, bathroom trips to reapply red lipstick, a beer, it's late now for tequila, unless someone is buying. Not too late for cannabis smoke on the stage, in my lungs, the whirl of my dress, in the breeze of Circle Pit, and my hands following the notes of tequila and a beer. Thank you. So, yeah, y'all, I miss y'all, and I miss going out. I want to take a peek at our donations, because like I said, if you donate $5 and you put a sentence or two in the little comment box, I will work that into a poem for you. And it'll be fun because I don't usually do that. So I wanted to start off with like a couple like little lighter things to just kind of ease us in, but I am going to read a piece that is heavy, and it's important, especially with what's going on right now. Black Lives Matter, yo, and this is important, and y'all need to listen. So thank you for your time and for listening to this. All poetry is politics. Not all politics are poetry. Nothing's up for interpretation while my rights are getting played with. Want to die a free woman, but seems the way it's going, my body will lie in peace, but my uterus will be locked up, gagged, and bound by gray-haired hounds who can't keep an erection without their paid-for pill. But they can win an election, and you bet yourself they will. Just got to slip a few $1,000s in the fat coat pockets of the right jockey. Silver spoon tongues all in discussion, how all of us are one body. They don't see color, gender, or religion till it's time to make a decision about the fates of those in danger. Say no way to a procedure, yet once that baby's born, they no longer see you, so scared, unaware, struggling for ends to meet, from diapers to disease. Pro-life only counts until that baby finally breathes. Then suits and ties can get their rest knowing they helped save a life, while so many blessed families live eternity in strife. And even government hands removed from my body and contraception, I would still need to stand against their hostile vision, because that was just a tiny chapter about women and our bodies. But in the big book of life, you cannot forget the lineage lottery. And I am sitting here beholden, my face so pasty white, landing me better opportunity, a safer life ahead of me than all my cohorts on this earth with brown skin, which is why those of us less melanin need to jump up, stand in for those who can't breathe, can't talk, can't walk down a street, drive, avenue, doesn't matter what you call it, who, when asked for their ID, can't safely reach for their own wallet. And what about our friends who pray on mats to Mecca 5 times a day, who sit peacefully and meditate or go to shul for holy days, maybe love somebody whose sex is the same, or the ones living differently than what was assigned at birth, by those same people who are determining our human worth through watched and printed media, plethora of lies, comment sections full of wrinkly old guys, alongside angry white ladies calling millennials babies, yelling, oh, this country's gone to, because nobody's allowed to hit. Peace practice met with rage, hate from all those making America great again, a land that was never theirs. Remember this stand, once strewn with feathers from hair, now trampled by red hats and tiki torches, new hoods over face, make way onto brown family porches, picking up the pace. This image no longer cinema. This story is coming true. And don't assume because you're safe right now that they'll never come for you. Thank you. All right, y'all.
All right.
Take a peek. Did we get a sentence? We got one sentence. We got one sentence. Hold on. Thank you for your time. Our donation was Kelly Bartley, $5. Our unofficial motto, we can't go to sleep, we are VBT. The plan was to string together several donations and turn them into a poem. So I guess I'll just make this one up. We can't go to sleep, we are VBT. We can't go to sleep, we are VBT. Oh man, I might actually be worse at this than I thought, friends. I'm sorry. I'm a little thrown off right now. I was hoping we'd have some sentences, but so in that case, I'm going to use my last quick second to just say thank you to everybody. We are tired. We are working hard. Thank you for your donations, for your time, for your experiences. Another shout. Mario Longo is still holding high with that $300 heavy donation yesterday. Movers and StatFest came in with a $200 donation yesterday, and you helped us raise over $2,000. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I'll turn it back over to Rob.
Of course. Yep. So we're just going to take a quick, short break, and then we're going to be coming up next with DK Desserts. They're just getting everything set up, and we're just going to make sure they're good to start, and then we will be right back. So do not go anywhere, because we are not going anywhere, and we have so much great stuff coming up today, and we hope that you stay tuned and join in with us. So let's see. Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. We are coming at you and everybody who's here for this stream live. DK Desserts is coming up in just a moment. Just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been in the chat. Thank you so much for making the live chat what it is and such a great and wonderful and fantastic experience. So without further ado, we have the team at DK Desserts. How are you both doing today?
Hi, doing really well. Thanks for having us.
Nice job so far, guys.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. So yeah, without further ado, you have the stage. Take it away.
Great, thank you so much. So we are DK Desserts. My name is Kenzie. I'm Diane. And we started about 1.5 years ago, and we have been doing thumbprint cookies. So I don't know if a lot of you know what those are, but usually around the holidays, you see those jam thumbprint cookies. So we're going to show you how to make that one today. It's called a raspberry almond thumbprint cookie. So I guess we'll just get started right away and show you what ingredients we have and our equipment, and then we'll get started. So today we have our butter, some almond extract for that almond flavor, sugar, flour, our raspberry jam. Now the jam, you can use different flavors. You don't have to use, we use red raspberry for this one, but you can use blueberry if you like, apricot, orange, strawberry, any jam that you like. Whatever you like. And then confectionate sugar is going to be for our drizzle that goes on top. The equipment we have is just your measuring cups and your measuring spoons. We have a bowl and a whisk for our drizzle at the end. We have a little bowl to mix our jam because we want to make it a little thinner. And then, of course, a mixer to make the dough. Now, if you don't have a stand-up mixer, you can use a hand mixer. And then, of course, your tray to put your cookies on as well. So we're going to get started with the butter. We have 2 sticks of butter, which equals 1 cup. So you want to cut that up into 1 tablespoon sizes and get it in your mixer.
You also want to make sure that your butter is really cold because the way that the cookie is going to bake, you don't want it to spread out. You want it to stay small. And if it's warm butter, it's going to spread, and that's not what you want. So just leave it in your fridge until you're ready to start.
Perfect. We got our butter in, and now we're going to go in with our sugar. So you're going to take 2/3 cups of sugar. So when you're measuring, you want to make sure that you always level off the excess because baking is a science. So you want to make sure you have those exact measurements. So I'm going in again with 2/3 cups of sugar, just regular granulated white sugar. And we're going to cream together the butter and sugar until it's light and fluffy. Just bear with me for a second while this is mixing. So while that's going, we're also going to add 1 teaspoon of the almond extract. So once that starts to combine, you're going to add this in. So that's looking nice and creamed, and then you're going to want to add 2 cups of flour, and that's your dough. It's really simple. It's just flour, sugar, butter, and extract. So we're going to go in with 2 cups of flour, and you want to add that in slowly. And again, don't forget to level off your ingredients. So normally I would let this mix, but in the case of time, we have a dough already made, but I want to just tell you what to look for. So it's going to start to look a little crumbly at first and break up into pieces. And then eventually it's going to start to form a ball around your paddle or your mixer or, you know, your hand mixer. So once it forms a ball, you want to put it in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge to chill for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, so you would just get your regular saran wrap, get your ball together, make it into a ball, pat it down, put it in the fridge for 20 minutes. Which we did already. And once you take it out,
you want to obviously have your oven preheated. So we missed that part.
Sorry, 350.
The oven's going to be at 350, and here's our dough for a closer look. Again, it's just been chilling in the fridge for a little bit. So while your oven's preheating, you leave your dough out to soften just a tad. You still want it cold, but you want it soft enough where you can start to roll now. So we're going to grab our tray.
Now, one of these baking mats, these things are awesome. I would definitely invest in it. If it's, $10, $12, any size is worth it because You would have to keep buying parchment paper, and that gets expensive also.
And it's also more sustainable to use the same thing each
Right,
time
but
and
you
just
have to
wash
put
it.
something down.
Right. So if you don't have a silicone baking mat, definitely use parchment paper. But we're just going to go ahead and start rolling. So we know the size of our cookies by now, just by hand. But since you guys are doing this for the first time, you're going to take a 1 teaspoon size measuring spoon and just press it into the dough. And you'll see a little bit gets on there, and that's about the size of the ball that you want to roll. So then you just roll away and
Sort of like
fill
a
up the
meatball.
tray. Yeah, roll like a meatball. So we're just gonna fill up the tray. And of course, the most important part of a thumbprint cookie is the thumbprint. So if you're baking with kids, it's fun for them to stick their thumb right in there.
Yeah, you can just.
Yes. So if you want to show the camera down,
Or
yeah, you can just
we
stick
like
your
it-
thumb in. Or if you want them to be uniform, you can just use the back of a spoon and push down, and you'll see it creates a hole.
Yeah,
in
well,
the
these gloves don't really make the right, but
yeah, it's hard with gloves. But
okay. It's baking.
one thing I do want to mention, when you press down your thumbprint, you don't want it to puncture all the way through because we're going to be putting the jam in the middle and you don't want that to seep out. So just make sure you're making an indent and not a full puncture. So I'll get started while you're rolling, stirring the jam. So again, you're just going to get whatever flavor jam you like. I like to use the seedless red raspberry. They have raspberry with seeds, again, all different flavors, apricot, strawberry. So we're just going to go ahead and stick it in our little bowl and stir it up because jam usually comes out like a jelly and it's solid. So you want to just thin it out a little before you pour it into the cookie. So I'm just mixing that up. And then you're going to take a little mini spoon, or you can use a measuring spoon. And if you can get a close up here, we're just going to pour it in the center of each thumbprint. So we have our cookies going, and we're going to stick this jam in the middle of this thumbprint cookie. So once these are all filled, they're going to bake for about 10 minutes. 10 to 12 depending on your oven. You want them still soft. They might look undercooked, but they're not. As long as the bottom is a little lightly browned, they are done. You don't want to overcook them. They won't be that soft, buttery cookie. So we have a tray already done in the interest of time, just to show you what they look like. And we're going to show you how to do the drizzle next. So here are our finished thumbprint cookies. That's what they look like when they come out. And these are not drizzled yet. So for the drizzle, I have in here already 2 teaspoons of water, and we're going to grab our confectionate sugar. You're going to put in a 1/2 cup. So if you want to measure that out for me, and you're also going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of that almond extract because we're making an almond drizzle. So we're going to again level out that sugar and put it into our bowl with the water and our extract.
You can also use 2 teaspoons of milk. It's either one, milk or water with the confectionery sugar would be just fine.
Milk is a thicker consistency. If you like just put it right a creamier drizzle, if you like a thinner drizzle, we use the water. So we're just going to mix all that together with a Wix. And then once this is all mixed together, you're going to get just a Ziploc bag and cut off the tip, very little bit of the tip.
So here's just a regular sandwich bag. You don't have to be fancy with getting any type of a
or anything.
Yeah, or those expensive pastry bags.
Right.
We found this is just as good.
So we're just moving it back down because we had put it in here already.
And then you basically just tip the end.
We cut off the tip.
Yeah, tiny, not too much because you want thin drizzle.
We're going to show you how that looks. So if we can get a close up here of the drizzle, you're just going to go over the cookies.
Move your hand just back and forth, up and down.
And you can do whatever design you like. You can do a crisscross, back and forth, either way. So as long as you get these all drizzled, that's all that matters. And then you are done. And I'll show you a little bit closer what those drizzled ones look like in front. And that's it, guys. It's super simple and not a lot of ingredients, and it's super delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And one thing we wanted to say is definitely donate. We are part of this fundraiser for a reason. One thing we want to do is to the highest donor of the VBT Live, we are going to give a free box of cookies. So if you are the highest donor, we will be getting your information and sending you a free box. So definitely get those donations in. We are super proud to be part of the VBT family. We are also doing cookies for frontline heroes. So we're doing donations ourselves to give cookies to the front line. And you can get all of our stuff at DK Desserts. Whether that's Instagram, Facebook, you can find us on everything at DEEKAY Desserts. So thank you for having us, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day. Happy baking.
Certainly. Thank you so much for joining us for this broadcast to support the Artist Relief Foundation. Even though a lot of times when people hear the arts, a lot of times they think of the performing arts, the musical arts, the visual arts, but all of the arts relate to some sort of aspect of creation itself. And so baking and being able to create something within our own hands is like very much a part of the arts itself. Even though I've never necessarily heard the term the baking arts, but maybe just
we're gonna coin that.
coin that.
We're coining that.
Culinary arts. There you go.
Yeah, culinary arts.
Culinary
Touche.
arts. Yeah. All right. So maybe we didn't invent the wheel.
Maybe we didn't coin that. Whatever.
Whatever. Okay.
Nap for VBT.
Nap for VBT. Hashtag Nap for VBT. If you're just joining us right now, this is VBT Live's 36-hour COVID-19 Artist Relief Fundraiser. We are raising funds for the Artist Relief Project for Artly World. We are also very sleepy, and that has been a consistent theme throughout the last 2 weeks. And so hashtag Nap for VBT has been very much one of our campaigns, and it's actually gotten traction, which we're very happy to see. We're happy to see people rally around our lack of sleep and and just that we need it, But, since we can't sleep until this is done, you can either donate your money or your naps to donate your funds to the Artist Relief Project because they need money, but we need naps. So donate your naps to VBT.
Yeah.
Of course. So we are going to be coming up soon with Annie. She is just getting herself all set up, but we are going to take a short pause before we get to that. So we will be right back. Do not go anywhere. We have some fun stuff coming up for this broadcast.
All right. Thanks, y'all, for tuning into the Good Vibes Brunch Block. I got my bagel. We had some desserts with DK Dessert. We got a cool interview coming up at noon about a neat restaurant doing some boozy fun things. But first, we have a very special and exciting brunch guest who's going to sing some songs and serenade everybody while we dine on our brunch. Ms. Any Man'll Do. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all staying safe. My name is Annie Man'll-Do. Anytime, any place, any way you want me. And I am Long Island's premier trash whore singing drag queen. And I hope you're all having a lovely morning. And I'm here to entertain you a little bit. So I hope you have some pancakes or waffles or something to munch on, because it's brunch time. It's an ungodly hour of the morning, and I'm wearing more makeup than anybody ever should at this time. So let's just get right into it. Let's have some fun, shall we? Who likes Amy Winehouse? I like Amy Winehouse. Do you like Amy Winehouse? All right. I'm going to sing you a little ditty. I'd say DJ hit it, but I'm the DJ, so. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. I miss you.
I think we're actually having some technical difficulties right now. Let me just see for a second. We're gonna introduce Trish, our technical difficulty tarantula, which we've been waiting to be able to air, and now is finally the time for Trish. So let's get Trish up on the screen, hard hat and all, and we'll be right back. It's our favorite tarantula in the world. And it's gonna be on that screen as soon as it decides to be able. Yeah, it's Bugatti. We go. Hello, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the cute little screwdriver and the cute little hard hat. We had to custom order that because, they don't really make that in the States, And, shipping costs, they're crazy right now because of COVID. It's some crazy stuff. But we are back once again. Thank you for your patience. And we are back with Annie Man'll-Do. Let's take it back to her. You are live.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Sorry about those technical difficulties. In the drag world, we call them testicle difficulties. All right, so here we go. Are we ready? I know we're ready. We were ready before, so why would anything change? Here we go. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on off for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? Hope you didn't catch a tan. Hope you'll find the right man who'll fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? Or did you have to pay that fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you still busy? Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess. I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop. And I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.